her ups and her downs, and how she handles being coached through that process is going to dictate the outcome. And I thought she's done a great job because we've really challenged her with our expectations, and she's really, accepted it really well. It's tough for a freshman emotionally, but she's growing every day, and I like what I'm seeing in her development.
I know we mentioned this on the show on Thursday, but injury-wise, we knew that Choma Moichena was probably going to be out for this game, getting concussed on Monday. But you mentioned that Dominique Walker is going to miss a significant amount of time, too.
Yeah, we lost Dominique Walker for the year, and it's sad for us because I thought that she would really been a great player in conference play. I knew she struggled non-league, making the adjustment from junior college to playing Division I basketball, and she was right where we wanted her to be. She started the game before she got hurt. I thought she did some good things in that game, and you could just see that she was just coming and getting more and more comfortable with what we're doing and what she was capable of doing. And then for this to happen, I feel worse for her. She's only got 2 years to play, and right now she's lost a year already based on this injury. She's going to be out for the rest of the year. But Dom's a very optimistic kid. She's encouraged by the fact that she's going to be able to come back next year, and I think she'll come back ready to go and make the most of the 1 year that she'll have to play with us.
North Carolina A&T is in town today. It's all about trying to stop Alexis Los Seres down low and then Foy on the outside. How do you do it?
It's going to be tough. We feel we have a good game plan in regard to being able to match up with them. But I think the biggest challenge is for us to be able to limit their second chances and get back in defensive transition. And if we can get in front of them, get back, that's going to help us. And then limiting their second shots, which is a challenge for us because they're a very big team across the board. So we have to really team rebound. Everybody's got to get involved and do some of the dirty work. And we can't give up 19 offensive rebounds like we did the last time we played, or it's going to be a disappointing afternoon for us. So we feel that we have to get in front of them, make them make tough shots, and limit them to one shot.
All right, Coach. Thanks. Best of luck this afternoon.
Thanks, Will.
Brett Batchelor, everybody. We'll be right back with the starting lineups on the Shore Sports Network and SFMSports.net.
Training is about more than muscle. It's about inner strength. So I push myself. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. I train with the best. A team that shares my drive and commitment. We collect intelligence, guard our shores against drug smugglers, and keep our waterways safe. Because our nation expects more. Discover a future that exceeds your expectations. Learn more at GoCoastGuard.com.
Do you need a break, a getaway? Plan a visit to Hyatt Place Dewey Beach in Delaware. Lay back, relax with your toes in the sand, and unwind to the sounds of the ocean. Please your palate with a delicious meal at Cape Hasa Restaurant on the Bay while taking in the sights of a beautiful sunset. It's time to get away and make that getaway to the Hyatt Place Dewey Beach. Call 302-864-9100 or visit HyattPlaceDeweyBeach.com. Make a lifetime of memories in your own backyard at Hyatt Place Dewey Beach. That's Hyatt Place Dewey Beach on Facebook and Instagram.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
We're back at the Heights Center. Maryland Eastern Shore getting ready to take on Carolina A&T, and we're very excited for this game. We're all keeping our hair on in order for this game, Dave Berg.
That's it. What little I got. We're keeping
all right. Anthem time. We'll be right back with the starting lineups on the Shore Sports Network and SFMSports.net.
The Eastern Shore is a perfect place to visit year-round. A gem hidden on the lower shore is the Henson, located in the heart of Princess Anne on the picturesque campus of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. The Henson is the perfect choice for campus visits, business trips, reunions, meetings, and relaxing getaways. Check into the Henson and we'll take care of the rest. Book online at umes.edu/Henson.
Committed to serving you even better. McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center in Princess Anne. Stop by when you need us and experience our expanded services, including 3D mammography for advanced early detection of breast cancer. Conveniently located next to Food Line in Princess Anne and open 7 days a week from 10 to 8. Most insurance plans are accepted and no appointments are needed at McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center. McCready Health, with you for life.
In the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, success for our student athletes isn't just measured by wins and losses, points on the scoreboard, or individual stats. It's also measured by their performance in the classroom, in the community, and ultimately graduation. Our student athletes aren't just playing to win a single game. They're playing to win at life, because games end, but life keeps on going. The MEAC, educating student athletes the game of life.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Back on the shore, the Hawks getting ready to take on the Lady Aggies, game one of our Saturday afternoon doubleheader. The men to follow at approximately 4 o'clock. Both North Carolina A&T's teams undefeated, both tough tasks for both of the Hawk squads. Let's get to the starting lineups. First for Maryland Eastern Shore under Fred Batchelor's instruction. Siani Byram, 5'5" junior guard from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, averaging 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2.5 assists per game, coming off an 8-point performance with 6 rebounds at South Carolina State. Alexis Hicks, 5'5" senior guard from Raleigh, North Carolina, 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists per game. Barisha Gill-Miles, the reigning MEAC Rookie of the Week for the 4th time over. 6-foot freshman forward from Lexington, Kentucky by way of North Carolina. 11 points, 6.5 rebounds. Jordan Smith, 6-foot grad forward from Durham, North Carolina by way of Towson. 7.5 points, 5.5 rebounds per contest. And Kiara Eaton, the 5'8" junior guard from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, averaging 5 points, 4 rebounds, and assist and a half per game. As for the Lady Aggies of North Carolina A&T, we've got Cinia McCray, the 5'9" sophomore guard from Broadview, Illinois, averaging almost 10 points, 3 rebounds per contest. Makaya Wilson, 5'6" sophomore guard from Raleigh, North Carolina. It's a North Carolina heavy starting lineup for both sides today. Wilson averaging 4 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists per contest. Korea Foy, CC Foy is her name, 6-foot junior guard from Fayetteville, North Carolina, the former Crimson Tide of Alabama, averaging 14 points a game. That's 4th in the league, with 3.5 assists. That's 5th in the league, and 2.5 steals per contest. That is 4th in the MEAC. She is a potential Player of the Year candidate for Terrell Robinson and the Lady Aggies. Alexis Los Seres, the preseason second-team All-MEAC selection, 6'3" sophomore center from Cleveland, Ohio. 8 points, 9 rebounds per contest. She leads the league in boards. And Quinsuela Story, 6'1" senior forward from Richmond, Virginia, averaging 6 points and 4 rebounds per contest. So, McCray, Wilson, Foy, LaSears, and Story for NCAT. And for the Hawks, Byram, Hicks, Gill-Miles, Smith, and Eaton. Dave, the first thing you notice when you look at the starting lineup for A&T, they're tall.
Yeah, we're going to deal with some size. Hopefully we'll be able to get up and down the floor and eliminate that size, and we're going to see which team puts the full court pressure on. I think the Hawks are going to add some pressure today to try to eliminate the size problem.
We shall see. 3 in the starting lineup for A&T, standing 6 foot or taller, including one of their guards, CC Foy. Hawks have taken the court in the home white uniforms with the smoky gray numbers. Maryland Eastern Shore Hawks across the front. A&T in the road navy uniforms with golden accents. And Cinia McCray coming out with one of those Rip Hamilton style face masks. That is, well, quite imposing, Dave. Look at that.
Yeah. She's probably got a little bump on the nose. She's trying to eliminate pain during this game.
LaSears wins the tip for A&T. Gill-Miles doesn't even contest, and we're underway. First quarter action from the Heights Center. Right to left move the Lady Aggies in this first quarter. This is Wilson dancing around the perimeter on the left wing. Just jabs in and out against Byram. Now zips a pass to the top of the circle, and it's Story who rattles home a 20-foot 2-point jumper, and A&T strikes first, 2-0 Lady Aggies.
And A&T puts on the press right away.
And Alexis Hicks from the left baseline. She's blocked from behind by Alexis Los Seres. The Hawks trying to push the envelope left to right early on, and they'll have to inbound it from underneath their own basket. That's his Hicks. Looking, drop step into Gill-Miles. Gill-Miles, her jump step, misses a layup, strong. Rebound, tied up Smith and somebody for North Carolina A&T, but the possession arrow pointing towards the Hawks, and they'll get a fresh 30 and a chance to put it back.
Right underneath their basket again for another inbounds play again.
Hicks quick zip inbound to BGM, and she's fouled on the way up. So Barisha Gill-Miles producing a shot opportunity, and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
It looked good. Back-to-back times we got it to Miles underneath the basket, close to the basket on out-of-bounds plays. One of Coach Bastrow's fortes, possession out of bounds for the Hawks.
Gil Miles' first free throw up and good. So Berisha only shooting 40% from the line. That number will go up, at least on this possession. The foul is against Consuela Story, by the way. Just for the early tie from the Southpaw freshman. Up and good. She makes them both. 2-2, 30 seconds in. A&T basketball. This is McKay who will walk it up. And they'll volley around in the backcourt. Here's Wilson over the timeline. Jump past the Foy, and now inside to Los Seres, picked off by Gil Miles. Gil Miles reading it well on the right baseline. Here comes the Shore. This is Kiki Eaton galloping into the front court on the right wing. Marked by Foy. Across the perimeter, left to right, or right to left, and she floats a pass in the left corner for Hicks. Hicks cut off on the baseline. Now Gil Miles, rainbow one-handed pass to Byram in the right corner with 10 to shoot. CC able to leap up and save that one from going out of bounds. Now she drives in left side of the paint, kicks out to Hicks. Hicks steps in, 15-footer from the baseline, and she's fouled. Nice ball movement from the Hawks.
A good ball movement, and the Hawks press worked that time. Both teams pressing, as we said, that would happen, and the Hawks got a turnover. And Miles being involved both in the offense and defense on both ends of the floor.
Fouls against Micaiah Wilson and Alexis Hicks to the free throw line. A 60% foul shooter rattles home the first. And Coach Batchelor mentioned that as one of the several sort of micro shortfalls that led to the loss against South Carolina State. The missed free throws. Hawks shot 17 of 26 from the line. And today they're 4 for 4 as Hicks salts the rim and drops the line. 4-2 Shore all from the free throw line. 8 and change to play in the first quarter. Hawks bringing a full court press as McCray tries to bring it up for A&T. Now it's into the front court. Wilson dancing around Gil Miles, trapped in the left baseline, zips a pass around the horn, deflected and picked up by McCray. McCray driving in, takes a screen, pull up jumper from the right elbow, counted in the foul. Cinia McCray creating the opportunity, and a late infraction from Alexis Hicks, it looks like.
Yes, that's who it was. The Hawks playing person-to-person defense after their press.
And the free throw rattles in from McCray, a 66% foul shooter. 5-4 A&T, 8 and change of play in the first quarter. Eaton in the right baseline for the Shore, floats it back up for Byram. They'll work it back to Eaton on the right wing. Now it's inside to Gil Miles. Gil Miles cutting left across the paint. Her over-the-shoulder layup, a bit strong. Rebound for Story. Right to left zooms Wilson for the Lady Aggies. Up and under layup, that's a bit strong off the backboard. Rebound tipped around out of bounds. Last touch by Blue. It's going to White. Hey, that's Eastern
I like the
Shore.
Hawks offense, though, because Miles has touched it 3 times close to the basket.
Go your bread and butter down low. Hail Mary up to Eaton in the right corner for the Hawks, and her 3 halfway down, in and out. And Los Seres with the board. Check that, it's Foy comes streaking up the middle of the court, kicks it into the right corner. McCray's 3 a bit strong, back iron, and the carom corralled by Gil Miles.
Yeah, wide open 3, just did not go down for the Hawks.
Hawk basketball left to right into the front court is Byram, sporting that big white headband. Smith trying to set a screen, double team. It's into Smith now, right side of the paint. Her jumper rattles out, and it's Los Seres' rebound. No, that's a Story, rather. Now they're working up to Foy on the right sideline for the Lady Aggies. Inside to Los Seres. Los Seres fouled at the right post.
By Eaton, I think.
That was Eaton who got too much contact.
The Hawks got another good look at it on offense. I mean, that was about a 10-foot shot from the right elbow there, and it just not go down.
They're still looking for their first field goal of the contest. Alexis Los Seres, second team, or a rookie team all MEAC selection last season with 6.7 rebounds per, and her first free throw clangs off the back of the iron. Los Seres from Shaw High School in Cleveland, the 3rd Shaw player to go D1 in the last 3 years. She got looks from Winthrop, Temple, East Carolina, Cincinnati, and Akron before deciding to come to Greensboro. And her second free throw, line drive right off the front of the iron, and Hicks with the rebound. Hawk basketball, Byram, jump pass up to Gil Miles, free throw line, jump step. That got to Eaton, bounce pass to Hicks. Now Byram, left wing for 3. In and out. Rebound tipped around, and Eaton saves it inbounds. Byram has it again from the left wing, drives in. Baseline, her layup too strong off the backboard, and it's Story's board. McCray up the left channel for A&T. Kicks back to Story, and now it's McCray on the right wing. Floats a pass cross court to Foy. Step back from the left baseline. Her 12-footer skims off the back of the rim. Story with the board. Kicks out to McCray. McCray's three. Strong off the iron, and the board tipped out. Last touch by Smith. Staying on North Carolina A&T's end.
There's a lot of shots going up on both sides, Will, but the ball is not dropping.
And a wave of substitutions as Terrell Robinson recognizing this. Will go with 4 new players for North Carolina A&T. They've got a thin roster as is, only 12 listed. See Jade Scaife, the grad transfer from UNC Greensboro's in. Let's see Kayla Green, who's about to inbound. Green, 13 points a game off the bench. And Los Seres is a little bit tardy coming off of the court. Christiana Alton in as well. The inbound pass, zip to Scaife on the left wing inside the perimeter. Kick back out to Bostic. Bostic works it around, and now it's a lane violation as they'll catch Scaife camping out in the middle of the paint.
Out there, INT with a full court press again.
Byram jump pass long up the court for the Shore. That's up to Eaton, and Kiki commits the charge as she leans into her shoulder, and Leone Hill is knocked hard to the floor. So a couple of turnovers given both ways, and for Eaton, that's foul number 2. She'll take a seat in favor of Martha Thompson, grad transfer from Xavier. Thompson coming off the bench for the 4th straight game. Thompson got called for a technical foul in her last contest, a double technical. A&T basketball as they'll work it inside. This is Hill down low. Hill's layup comes up a bit short, didn't have the angle, and controlled by Gil Miles, who snares it. Byram on the right wing for the Shore. Overhand pass up to Smith. Jordan Smith right baseline. Missed her first shot, gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in. First field goal for the Shore, 6-5. Hawks under 6 to play in the first quarter. Green works the top of the circle to Bostic for A&T. Bostic hands it off to Scaife. Scaife flings it inside, right elbow to Green. Now back out to Alston. Alston, chest pass to Bostic, top of the circle with 10 to shoot. Alston waiting for a screen. She'll zip it past to Green. Catch and shoot right wing 3. Back iron. Board bounces once, picked up by Byram. CC serpentines into some open space, and she's stripped, gets it back on the left wing for the Shore. Byram looking to set up the half-court offense. So they got Martha Thompson wide open on the right corner if they notice her. Byram, dribble drive in, left baseline, bodies flying, and an offensive foul as CC commits the charge. The second charge against Maryland Eastern Shore in the last minute.
Yeah, we did have a couple girls open that time. We just didn't get the pass to them.
Didn't quite have the vision.
Yeah, back-to-back offensive fouls.
Tori Morris in for Eastern Shore. Portia Sidnor as well. Freshman and senior, Sidnor and Morris. A&T basketball, some frantic offense in the backcourt. Here's Green, hands off to Bostic. Bostic nearly pickpocketed by Sidnor, almost swooped in there for the steal, and Bostic, who was a little bit rattled, ends up dragging her foot on the left wing. A&T gives it away again in Hawk basketball when we come back from the break. 4:56 to play in the first quarter. Your score: Eastern Shore 6, A&T 5 on the Shore Sports Network and SFMSports.net.
Pivot Physical Therapy is the leading provider of physical therapy and sports medicine services in the Mid-Atlantic region, with over 270 clinic locations and providing sports medicine services to over 120 youth, scholastic, collegiate, and professional programs. Pivot Physical Therapy is in your backyard with locations in Salisbury, Berlin, Cambridge, Easton, and Seaford. Pivot Physical Therapy and Pivot Sports Medicine is a proud partner of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, providing athletic training and physical therapy care to your Maryland Eastern Shore Hawks.
Hello, I'm your waiter Serge. Would you like to hear the specials? Do they include any wings, hot and cold sandwiches, and Smith Island cake? No, you'll have to go to M Street Grill for that. All right, see ya.
Here you go, man.
Hawks fans, you want to sink your teeth into great food and watch the game, right? Make M Street Grill your new home. It's a sports bar and restaurant conceived by hospitality and tourism management program students and owned by a Hawk alumni. M Street Grill in the Princess Anne University Village, 410-621-5040.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Back at the Heights, 4:56 to play in quarter number one. Eastern Shore leading North Carolina A&T 6-5. And Dave, the Hawks up mostly at the free throw line. They're only shooting 1 for 9 for the floor on the one basket they made. A Jordan Smith second chance off her own miss.
Yeah, as we talked about, both teams we're getting a lot of shots, but the ball's just not falling for either team at this point.
A combined 3 for 17 from the floor. I mean, if you're looking to line the finish line at the Indy Motor Speedway, you've come to the right place. So many bricks.
Yeah,
you can make a yard of bricks.
A lot of bricks going up. Both teams getting up and down the floor, but there's a lot of rebounds to be had because a lot of missed shots.
Shore basketball. This is Sidnor, who hesitates at the timeline. Now zips up to Morris. Hicks, cross-court rainbow. Thompson spots up for 3. Bit strong. And the rebound. Chase down Gil Miles had it. Now a foul on the floor. Hill controlled it for A&T, but she could not trap the ball against her body. So
the Hawks are passing the ball very well. They're hitting the open girl at this time, but we just cannot get the ball to go in the basket.
Thompson pounds the inbound. It's inside to Gil Miles. Spins around right baseline. Finds Morris wide open left post, and she misses her own layup. This is Bostic, who turns on the Jets in the front court for the Aggies. Now an adjustment mid-air layup by Alston. Alston with the lay-in from the left post is good, and now the Hawks turn it over as they stepped over the line before the inbound. So A&T retakes the lead at 7-6 with 4:30 to play in the first, and they have the basketball. Chance to pad the lead. It's inside to Scaife. Scaife spots up from the free throw line, and it's good.
Turnover by the Hawks results in an easy bucket.
9-6 for the Lady Aggies, and the clock did not start on that last inbound. It did not look like. It was 4:30 when we inbounded it. It remained 4:30.
Correct.
So in any case, North Carolina A&T with a 3-point lead. We'll see how many seconds they take off here. But Dave, this is the problem. We saw it from Eastern Shore last year. You've seen it this year. The open layup.
Yeah, just like we had a wide open shot underneath our basket. We missed it, and then the other team comes down and makes a layup. That's been not a good scenario.
Especially not against a team as good as North Carolina A&T. Picked to finish 3rd in the league this year. Sort of underachieved in 2017. They went just 8-8 in conference when they were the preseason favorites. Made it to the semifinals in the MEAC tournament before losing to eventual champions Hampton. North Carolina A&T trying to return to form that they had in 2016 when they were league tournament champions and went to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd time.
Right, and then this year, as we talked about earlier, both men's and women's teams are doing well for North Carolina A&T.
Oh, absolutely.
At this point of the season. So we congratulate them for that.
Well, I think we all knew that the A&T men would be better than the 1-15 squad that we saw last year. I didn't think we would expect them to be this much better. They're undefeated coming into this game against the Hawks at 4 o'clock, 4-0.
Yeah, with some big road wins as we're talking.
Yes, absolutely. All right, 7 seconds come off the clock. Eastern Shore to inbound at the 4:23 mark. Alexis Hicks to go in. Aggies bringing the full court press. This is Sidnor, who dances in the backcourt, stutters steps to try and get into the front court, and another stoppage of play as they didn't start the clock again.
The 30-second clock.
The
shot clock did not go off.
The shot clock did not go off, and the game clock didn't either. Either that or that was the longest 1 second we've ever had in our lives.
That's a long 1 second.
Yes. Well, I don't know. As you know, time is an accordion. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, all that good stuff. Once we get this sorted out, Martha Thompson to inbound from right in front of the scorer's table in her own front court. North Carolina A&T leading 9-6 with 4 and some amount of change left in the first quarter. How much, we don't know just yet. As the clock should say 4:18. There we go. 5 seconds came off the shot clock. So 5 seconds should come off the game clock.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they, the referees, you do know, wear backpacks, and the whistles contain the clocks too. So that's
the whistles contain the clocks.
Yep.
Wow.
Did you know that?
It's a whistle and a clock.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll tell you.
They stop and start it. So there's a wireless sequence in there that needs to take place in order for everything to work.
Technology is amazing.
It's amazing.
Do their whistles have Wi-Fi now too?
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Internet and email.
They do everything but actually make a phone call.
Yeah, they'll be tweeting about it.
Thompson to inbound. This is Sidnor behind the timeline. So both clocks running now. This is Portia Sidnor from the edge of the maroon M. Sidnor dribbling to the right wing for Eastern Shore. Floats it down low for Tori Morris. Faces a double team, and it's blocked. Green might have gotten a finger on it. Now Green rips away the ball for A&T. Right to left she moves. Jump one-handed pass left baseline to Bostic. And Bostic bumped on her dribble drive. It's on the floor against Gil Miles.
That was a giveaway foul by Miles. She just reached in there. Rather than better off let her go.
I thought that was a foul on the floor, but everybody's lining up like it should be free throws. So more trouble here as...
Is this a media timeout?
No, we had our media timeout already.
That's what I was wondering what they're doing after the...
They're one of the officials looking at the monitor again. I think to determine whether it should be 4 or 5 fouls against Eastern Shore. If it's 5 fouls, it's double bonus, and Bosque will have 2 free throws. Christy Vera, Deshaun Savage, and Stephanie Barksdale, the 3 officials this afternoon in Princess Anne.
And they're doing extra work today.
Yes, they are. Well, it appears we have everything sorted out. They got 5 fouls on the floor for Maryland Eastern Shore. So with Gil Miles' infraction, that puts Chantel Bostic on the free throw line. Bostic, sophomore guard from Cleveland, Ohio, was all Ohio as a junior and a 1,000-point scorer at New Tech East High School. Her first free throw up and good. She shoots 66% from the line. Here's a throwback for you, Dave Bird. Chantel Bostic's favorite TV show, Scooby-Doo.
Wow.
Good show to like, as often enough they have everybody sprinting back and forth every which way, like they do in basketball. She hits both her free throws. 11-6 A&T, under 4 to play in the first quarter. Sidnor dribbles into the left sideline for the Shore, into the front court. Hand off to Thompson, thought about the 3 from the corner. It's Morris, left elbow, backdoor cut to Gil Miles. Gil Miles skims her layup off the rim. Another miss for the Hawks. Rebound for Hill of A&T. They kick it into the front court. This is Green from the left wing, 20-foot two-pointer. 7-point lead for A&T. 13-6, 3.5 to play in the first quarter. The Hawks just looked also to discombobulated. Still just 1 field goal in this quarter. Sidnor on the right wing. Backdoor cut to Thompson. Thompson right baseline, and she steps over the line, and the Hawks give it away again.
Yeah, the Hawks having problems finding the basket. We're right there. Nice give-and-go play. And this Miles just missed the layup last time.
Ray Jean Martin into the game for the first time. Martin, the spark plug off the bench. Junior guard from Jacksonville. Blue basketball. This is Green, who floats a pass in the front court, and Gil Miles to her knees to steal it away. She was surrounded by a couple of Lady Aggies and tied up, so a jump ball with the possession arrow pointing towards North Carolina A&T, but nice hustle again by Barisha Gil Miles to force the issue.
Gil Miles is just involved in, if you notice, involved in just about every play for the Hawks.
She is, inside or out. Kasina Popovich into the game for the first time. Popovich came off the bench for 9 minutes against South Carolina State, her first action of the new year. Lady Aggie basketball, overhand pass to Green on the left wing. Green kicks it out to Alston. Alston from 20 foot on the right of center. Missed it strong off the iron. And a rebound for Sidnor. Sidnor galloping into the front court across the big M. Portia doesn't take a screen from Morris. Instead, a give and go with Morris. Free throw line. Tori dribbling in from the left side of the paint. She's fouled on her way up. Yeah, nice adjustment from Tori Morris.
Yeah, nice pump fake at the free throw line, and then a drive with the left hand. She got fouled going to the basket.
Jade Scaife with her first foul, so Morris to the stripe. Tori, the 6'2 center, senior from Herndon, Virginia. Went West Coast for the beginning of her college career at Grand Canyon University. and back east for the end of it as she rattles out her first free throw. First miss from the stripe for the Hawks today. Still 13-6 North Carolina A&T, 2:38 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, and Popovich getting some playing time because of the loss of Walker.
Why not? Second free throw, nothing but net. So Morris 2 for 2. 13-7. A&T leading, 2.5 to play in the first quarter, and a dangerous pass ripped up by Bostic. Bostic nearly stripped. Now she gets her own dribble back as Martin got a hand on it. Bostic biding time in the backcourt for the Aggies. A handoff now to Green. Green cuts in, kicks it back out for Bostic. Check that that's Alston. 8 to shoot. Alston works it to Green. Lollygags on the left wing, takes a screen. Now a jump pass to Alston, right baseline, front of the iron. Popovich with the board. Scoops a pass to Sidnor for the Shore. Sidnor turning on the Jets in the front court. Portia pumping the brakes at the top of the circle. Chest pass to Martin. Martin circling in, left elbow. Back out to Sidnor, and Martin couldn't hold up. She knocks Bostic hard to the floor, and Chantal Bostic at the edge of the paint. The top edge of the paint is down. Now she's up again. She'll get a breather, but then again, so does everybody. As Terrell Robinson, the complete substitution. All new Lady Aggies on the floor, 5 of them. Foy and Los Seres amongst them. Story as well. So they go tall. Looks like the starting lineup, the entire starting lineup back in the game for Blue. Foy knocked around the right sideline, and it's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by White.
Number 5, Wilson. Number 12, CC.
Yeah, the Hawks playing a little 2-3 zone now. Changed defense and forced the outside shot last time out.
Foy with the dyed maroon hair zips it in for Wilson. Micaiah Wilson takes a screen, top of the circle, chest pass to McCray. They work it into the left corner for Foy. CC Foy takes a screen, cuts in left baseline, jump pass out to McCray, straight away for 3. Bang. Cynia McCray on an assist from CC Foy. 16-7 A&T. A minute and a half to play in the first quarter. Now an interception by Foy. She read the eyes of Sidnor. Foy loses her dribble, and Sidnor trying to chase it out of bounds, knocks it into the courtside seats. Nice hustle after the giveaway, but the Lady Aggies maintain possession.
Yeah, the Hawks have done a good job on Foy. I don't think she scored this game, but their teammates have picked up the scoring for her.
She can hurt you multiple ways as a distributor. Lady Aggie basketball. This Wilson on the left sideline takes a screen, cuts in at the free throw line, jabs out, and a whistle to stop play as they're going back to the bench, and I guess the clock didn't run again. Now I feel for him. This is...
You can't get in the flow of the game when this happens. Either team or the officials or us.
No.
Or anybody.
There's one job that I would never want to have in a basketball setting, and that's running the clock or running the scoreboard. It's too much pressure.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. I want no parts of that. Because sometimes it's not your fault.
Exactly.
It's an equipment failure, but guess who they blame?
Yeah, but when the game stops like that and all the eyes bearing down on you, it's I can make a mistake on this, and, well, you folks at home, you can't bear down on me with your eyes. You can look at your radios, and I would not notice. But they're sending everybody back to their benches, but they'll work out this scoreboard issue, clock issue. In any case,
I hope it's worked out, because otherwise it could be a long
day.
We have 2 games here today, so
we'll have to find things to talk about.
We're still in the
burn
first
through all
quarter.
our material. 16-7, A&T leads to reset. 1:11 now on the game clock with 16 on the shot clock. Beginning of a doubleheader here at the Heights Center. 2 basketball games, as you mentioned, Dave. The Hawk men to tip at approximately 4 o'clock. It'll maybe be closer to 4:30 after this game and a few of the delays. But Hawk trying to get a win against the undefeated Aggies. Women trying to do the same. Lady Aggies 3-0 coming in. Foy to inbound as they've got everything sorted out, and the clock's now running. 12 to shoot as Foy has it from the Jesse T. Williams signature. Passes it back for Wilson. Wilson cuts in. Floater left side of the paint. Back iron, it skims, and Martin corrals it. Regine spin move in the backcourt. One-handed lob for Sidnor. And Sidnor is into the attacking end for Eastern Shore. 50 seconds to play in this first quarter. Sidnor puts a couple defenders back out for Martin. Martin zigzags in left side of the paint. Her layup blocked Story got a hand on it. Consuela Story getting her revenge, and it's Wilson who brings it up for A&T. They leave McCray wide open, right corner. Her three bounces around and out, cleared by Tori Morris. Now here comes Sidnor in heavy blue traffic. Portia stops, waits for the offense. Now it's Popovich right baseline. Casina cuts across the paint, stops in the middle of the cylinder, falling away. Layup is good. Nice move by Popovich. 16-9, Shore down. Shot clock's off. 15 seconds remaining in the first. Micaiah Wilson walks it up right in front of Fred Batcher on the right sideline. 9 seconds remaining. Spin in the backcourt by Wilson. Light pass to McCray. McCray waiting for a screen. 3 seconds. 2 driving in left baseline. Up and under off the bottom of the backboard. Morris with the rebound. And that's it for quarter number 1. 10 minutes down. Maryland Eastern Shore trailing North Carolina A&T 16-9. We're back with a second right after this on the Shore Sports Network and SFMSports.net.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hey, Jamie, it's me, Jamie. This is your daily pep talk. I know it's been rough going ever since people found out about your a cappella group, Mad Harmony, but you will bounce back. I mean, you're the guy always helping people find coverage options with the Name Your Price tool. It should be you giving me the pep talk. Now get out there, hit that high note, and take Mad Harmony all the way to nationals this year. Sorry, it's pitchy.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
As a small business owner, you make every dollar count. So what could you do with $10? Go to Vistaprint.com today and you'll get 500 high-quality custom business cards for only $9.99. That's less than 2 cents per card. And at Vistaprint, your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. So it's never been easier to turn 500 strangers into connections. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code 3939 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com. Promo code 3939.
We're back in Princess Anne. Second quarter action, 16-9. North Carolina A&T leading Maryland Eastern Shore. Will DeBoer and Dave Bird with you on the Shore Sports Network. With the stat sheet, Dave, and the glaring stat is 2 for 15. The Hawks 2 for 15 from the floor in the first quarter. That's not going to get the job done no matter who you're playing.
No.
Hawks coming in, shooting 37% overall. That's 4th in the league. I'll have some heavy lifting to get back to that average in the second quarter. Thompson inbounds it. It's into Byram for the Shore, controls possession, and CC glides into the front court. Marked by, looks like, Wilson for A&T. Here's a handoff to Regine Martin. Steps back to free throw lines. It's a pass to Byram, left wing. Cross-court rainbow to Martha Thompson. Thompson, middle of the paint, up and under her. Layup high off the backboard. Morris tries to tip the board to herself. Instead, she's tied up by Story. A jump ball. Possession going back to North Carolina A&T. It's Thompson, Popovich, Morris, Martin, and Byram on the floor for the Shore. Byram then all reserves. North Carolina A&T right to left up court with it. This is McCray who walks it across the timeline. And her pass wild, nearly out of bounds. Wilson saving it in. She saves it right into Martin. Martin 1-on-3 around 4 blue defenders. She misses her layup, but Thompson's there to clean up off the glass and good. Martha Thompson, the second wave of Hawk attack on that steal. 16-11 A&T. A minute into quarter number 2. Full court press. Lady Aggies beat it with the pass up to Los Seres, who's been quiet in that first quarter. Bounce pass up to Wilson. Wilson allowed to Foy on the right sideline. Foy cutting in. Stop and pop. Right wing 3. Banks it in. CC Foy, nearly from Alabama, that shot. And it's 19-11, North Carolina A&T. 8 and change to play before halftime. And now a wild pass as Thompson got trapped on the left sideline. Lobs it out of bounds. Out of reach of Thompson, and the Hawks give it away again. 7th turnover for Eastern Shore.
That's Foy's first points of the basketball game. A bank in 3. The Hawks have done a great job on her, but not her teammates.
First points unlikely to be her last. Inbound is to Micaiah Wilson for A&T. Kayla Green back into the game as well. The senior from Round Rock, Texas, a top 10 scorer in the MEAC. And now Foy again from the right wing. Her 3. Strong off the iron. Byram with the carom. Here comes CC pushing the envelope down low. Popovich right to left across the paint. Her layup misses everything. And Alexis Los Seres with the easy board. Serpentining into the front court. Micaiah Wilson. Wilson into the left corner for A&T. This is Foy. Scoop pass to Story. Story in and out. with the 10-foot jumper, and Morris with the rebound. Here comes Martin on the right wing for the Shore. Reggie up to Tori Morris, free throw line, steps in right side of the paint. All sorts of traffic down low, and another charge, the fourth charge by Maryland Eastern Shore. Tori Morris commits it this time, her first foul, and well, just a portrait of how the game is going for Maryland Eastern Shore. Reggie Martin just tripped over her own feet at the free throw line, stepping backwards that time.
Well, the Hawks are being aggressive on offense, but 4 offensive fouls in the first quarter in a minute.
There's aggressive, unreal. And then there's unleashed. Yeah. This is Wilson zooming into the front court. Her up and on her layup off the back of the rim, and it's Gil Miles who hauls it in. Hawk basketball, CC dancing up court. She's Fred, and Micaiah Wilson's Ginger in this setup. Screen set, Byram gets loose. CC left of center on the perimeter. Byram driving in, jump pass out to Gil Miles, too tall for BGM, and it's into the lap of the Sheriff, who is guarding the sidelines here. It's bring a kid to the game day, so you got to make sure all the youngsters don't get on the floor, lest we go viral like that one wrestling match from earlier this year. Bostic brings it up for A&T. Now it is Green. Green dancing into the front court, spins around Martin on the left channel. Chest pass to Bostic on the right wing. Bostic right back to Green on the left side, lobbing inside for Los Seres. Los Seres misses a layup, gets her own rebound, flings it out to Bostic, who resets. Now it's Foy on the right wing, drop back for Bostic. Bostic on the right channel, and a whistle away from the basketball as Los Seres got tangled up with Jordan Smith, and they'll get Smith for the call.
She is a big girl.
Yes, she is. 6'3".
She looks bigger than that, to be honest with you.
A&T basketball. Green takes the inbound, lobs the top of the circle for Story. Story from straightaway 3 off the back of the iron, and it's cleared by Byram. Byram zigzagging into the front court for the Shore, trying to erase this 8-point deficit, under 7 to play before halftime. Gil Miles top of the circle, and another whistle away from the basketball. This time it's Story who gets tangled up down low with the Smith, it looks like.
Yeah, so they're calling the same way on both ends.
Quinsuela Story takes a seat. That's foul number 2 on her, and Jade Scaife back in for Blue. Martha Thompson inbound for the Shore underneath her own basket, lobs it into the backcourt for CC Byram. Half-court offense resets. Byram threads the pass inside to Jordan Smith, and she's fouled on her, looked like shot attempt. And it was. Nice pick and roll move that time. Cece took it, bounced between a couple of Aggie defenders, and Jordan Smith fouled in the middle of her shot process. Fouls against Alexis Los Seres, and that's just number 1 against Los Seres. So the big not quite in some foul trouble yet for the Lady Aggies. Jordan Smith to the line, a 64% foul shooter. Hillside High School in Durham, North Carolina, then 3 years at Towson as she hits her first free throw. Amanda Carney checking into the game for the first time. Carney, the freshman guard from Harlan, New Jersey. Also Alexis Hicks, a starter, back in. Regine Martin taking a seat.
Must we have 2 freshmen in the lineup right now for the Hawks.
Smith's second free throw, halfway down and out, and a rebound for Green, who falls back on her fanny. She's able to lose the basketball before committing the travel. Here comes A&T, up 19-12, 6.5 to play in quarter number 2. Bostic pumping the brakes in the backcourt, dribbling towards the right channel, cross court to Green. Green from the left wing, her 3 off the back of the rim. Rebound tipped out of bounds, last touch by Blue. Carney with the effort for it. It's off of Bostic, though, and Eastern Shore takes over.
Carney tipped that off Bostic. Full court press now again by the Aggies. 2-2-1.
Byram walks it up for the Shore. Met every step of the way by Bostic. Now she turns on the Jets around Bostic. Flings a pass to Jordan Smith. Right baseline, well short on the 18-footer. And an easy board for Hill. Right to left moves A&T. This is Bostic gliding into the front court. Now it's Foy. Foy around the horn. They work it for Green. Kayla Green takes a screen. Free throw line. Chest pass out to Bostic, right wing. Back out to Green. Green thought about the 3. Instead she'll drive in. Stops her dribble. Scoops it back to Bostic.
who resets with 10 to shoot. Bostic looking, finds Foy on the right wing. CC fakes a shot, goes back to Bostic, around the horn to Green. Green from the left baseline. It's an air ball on a 20-footer. Amanda Carney with the board.
Good defense by the Hawks that time. The zone has worked. Defensively played well.
And now they left Alexis Hicks wide open on the right wing, and she's not going to miss that. Alexis Hicks with nobody within a country mile of her. Big basket for the Hawks and a timeout for Terrell Robinson. 5:31 to play in the second quarter. 19-15 North Carolina A&T. We'll step aside on the Shore Sports Network and SFMSports.net.
Stay connected with your latest weather forecast by downloading the AccuWeather app for iOS, Android, and Windows. These free apps provide the very latest in weather news and information, including MinuteCast, the leading minute-by-minute weather forecast that's hyper-localized down to your exact street address. Download AccuWeather today at iTunes, Google Play, and Microsoft stores and experience the superior accuracy that comes from the world's most trusted name in weather. Download AccuWeather and plan your day with confidence.
Committed to serving you even better. McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center in Princess Anne. Stop by when you need us and experience our expanded services, including 3D mammography for advanced early detection of breast cancer. Conveniently located next to Food Line in Princess Anne and open 7 days a week from 10 to 8. Most insurance plans are accepted and no appointments are needed at McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center. McCready Health, with you for life.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Back on Delmarva. Eastern Shore trailing North Carolina A&T 19-15, 5:31 to play in the second quarter. And Dave, we've been mentioning it, shooting as poorly as the Hawks have, 4-21. They still find themselves just 2 possessions down.
You're in a basketball game. You're down 4 and have shot 19% so far in the first half.
That's a defensive struggle, to say the least. This is highly reminiscent of the South Carolina State game.
And they played very well defensively. They changed defense, a little full court pressure, and went to a 2-3 zone, and basically have held the Aggies down.
A&T is the highest scoring team in the MEAC at 68 points a game. Lady Aggie basketball, as we're back in game action here. The music didn't want to stop. Here's Chantal Bostic on the perimeter for Lady Aggies. Back to Foy, and now Bostic. Bostic, top of the circle, chest pass to left wing for Kayla Green. Green looking for the open man, can't find her. Instead, overhand pass to Foy, and Foy's contested 3 from right of center is in and out. Rebound by Gil Miles. 19-15 Shore down. CeCe Byram turns on the Jets left baseline. She's stripped down low. Instead, she's called for a charge. And Fred Batchelor's beside himself. CeCe Byram's coming out of the game immediately. Portia Sidnor back in, and for Byram, that's number 2, and that's never what you want to see, Dave. Your spark plug in Byram with 2 fouls in the first half. 5 charges already.
5. Wow.
That's reckless driving. They're going to get their license taken away. Eastern Shore, too much traffic in the paint. They force a turnover for North Carolina A&T. All 5 white jerseys in the box. Now this is Sidnor, stops her dribble for the Shore at the right elbow. Inside for Jordan Smith off the side of the backboard. And Scaife with an easy clearance. They lob it into the front court. This is Green for A&T. Cross court to the right wing for Foy. Foy steps in, 17-footer right baseline. Yes. CeCe Foy for 2. She's got 5 already, and it's a 6-point A&T lead, 21-15. Lady Aggies, 4:14 to play before halftime. Sidnor driving in left side of the paint for the Shore. Hand off to Carney. Carney circles up baseline. Free throw line, rather. One of the lines. Bounce pass out to Hicks, who made an open 3. Her last touch. Then shoot. Sutter step in left elbow. Hicks moving left baseline. Off the glass. The side of the backboard. Smith has it. Back into Hicks. Left corner for 3. A bit short. Skims the rim. Rebound tipped out. Last touched by Bostic of the Lady Aggies, who's absorbed quite a bit of contact in this first half. Knocked hard on one of those charges, and she might have gotten poked in the eye this time.
Yeah. Miles going after the rebounds hard in there.
Miles, I saw Carney mixed in there as well. 3:52 to play before halftime, and Maryland Eastern Shore will have a fresh 30. Hicks to inbound. It's inside to Jordan Smith. Beautiful move. She missed the layup left side. Gil Miles misses the putback. Eastern Shore can't buy a basket from the paint. Here come the Lady Aggies. It's Green tiptoeing up the right sideline for North Carolina A&T. Bostic on the right channel. Of good health now. She lobs a pass to Green around the horn to Foy. Great movement left baseline. It's tipped out and intercepted by Hicks. Alexis Hicks waiting for the rest of her horses to get back with her. Hicks stopping her dribble at the free throw line. Now she dribbles back out again. Hicks retreating, waiting for a screen. She'll dribble to the right baseline, jump pass out to Sidnor. Sidnor right baseline, jump pass in the middle of the paint to Smith, and Smith reaches around. The wraparound layup is good.
Finally made a layup down in there. Nice pass.
21-17 A&T. 3 minutes even to play in the second quarter. This is Kayla Green on the left wing for the Lady Aggies. Cuts in, chest pass. They work around the horn to Foy. Right corner three. Skims the rim, and Gil Miles reaches out to corral it. Here's Alexis Hicks, left to right, move the Shore. She'll trap pass to Sidnor. Sidnor into attack formation. Sidnor on the right channel. Portia looking for the open man. Smith coming from Smith. Portia takes it to the left elbow. Stops her dribble. Lobs it inside. They left her wide open, and it's Jordan Smith off the pick and roll.
Yeah. Good pass that time. Little pick and roll from the left elbow.
Smith with 7 to lead the Hawks. It's a one-possession game again. 21-19 Lady Aggies. 2:21. Steal by Gil Miles. Marisha Gil Miles uncontested, up and in. BGM with the buckets.
Timeout Aggies.
21-21 with 2:15 to play in the second quarter. And Dave Bird, after all of this and all the missed shots, Hawks are tied in this game near halftime.
That's right. We let people hang around, and the Aggies have done that. The Hawks have played good defense. That just shows you what defense will do. If you can't buy a bucket on the offensive end, you can still play defense, and the defense have kept the Hawks in the basketball game.
Absolutely. Before those prices on the buckets come back down again, and you can afford them. For North Carolina A&T, they have turned it over. We'll let you know. They've turned it over quite a bit in the second quarter. But
6 times, I believe.
6 times.
Back-to-back turnovers here in the last 30 seconds, though.
Well,
means 2 buckets.
Someone's been keeping track, fortunately, of stats. There you go. Gil Miles, 4.6 rebounds. A&T trying to take the lead again. They've got the basketball. Foy chasing the right corner, double team. Now they work it to the left wing for Bostic. Bostic slams on the brinks. Her high rainbow might have gotten deflected. Green comes down with it. Nearly travels on the stumble backwards. 2 minutes to play before halftime. Here's Kayla Green. Stops her dribble. Overhand pass left baseline to Bostic. Bostic works it inside for Los Seres. Cuts across the paint. Gets the open space around Carney. And that's too easy for Alexis Los Seres. For like a slingshot up and off the backboard. Rattles home.
Yeah, Miles went for the steal. Just barely missed it and resulted in a bucket.
High risk, high reward. The risk catches them that time. 23-21 A&T. 95 seconds to play before the break. Now they leave Carney wide open left corner for 3. A bit strong. Bostic climbs a ladder for it. She's jostled out of bounds, and last touch by Bostic, who couldn't control. She collided with Gil Miles coming down.
Right, Gil Miles again got her hands on the ball, tipped it off Bostic's fingers, and Hawks ball underneath the basket. Another out of bounds play for the Hawks.
Sidney and McCray back in. Micaiah Wilson back in for Blue. 1:28 to play before the break. The inbound coming. Hicks looking. Lobs it back for Carney. Just gets it off. Carney hands off to Hicks, who scatters into the backcourt. Hawks reset the offense. Nearly stolen. Hicks with a 360 spin. Now she crossover dribble at the left side of the paint. Inside to Morris. Tori Morris blocked down low. That was Hill who got a hand on it. Here comes A&T. It's Wilson. Drops it back for Green. Back to Wilson on the left baseline. And an offensive foul. They'll get Los Seres for throwing the elbow.
There's another good offensive move down here for the Hawks. A little pick and roll again. Morris got the ball. The size of A&T bothering the Hawks a little bit.
The size, and they closed fast down low. Maybe that's what's impacting them on their shots, Dave. They rush their shots because they know that Blue can come in and just strangle them down low. 1 minute to play. Hicks with the basketball for the Hawks. Bounce pass to Sidnor on the left sideline. Back out to Hicks. Going back to Sidnor on the left channel. Portia centering up with 10 to shoot. Inside, overhand pass, Gil Miles. Loses it, gets it back. Spin move, left elbow. Inside, she's blocked by Los Seres. There's Los Seres again, and then turnover as A&T tried to push the envelope, and that was, looks like Hill who left a pass way over the head of Wilson, and the Hawks catch a break. 7-second difference shot in game clock. 23-21 A&T. Hawks trying to tie with a 2, lead with a 3. After this discombobulated first half, the Hawks trying to get themselves, well, combobulated again. Sidnor biting her time in the backcourt, marked by Wilson. Sidnor on the right channel, 15 to shoot. Now she hasn't made her move yet. Waiting for the right moment. Stutter step, jabs in and out again. Now 9 to shoot. Morris sets a screen inside left wing. Now it's to Gil Miles. Gil Miles cuts in left side, hands it off to Morris. Tori Morris off the glass and no good. She just can't get the angle. Here comes A&T with 5 seconds left now. 4 and 3. Left corner 3 from McCray. Got it. And a knockdown shot from North Carolina A&T to cap a frustrating first half for Maryland Eastern Shore. McCray with the tray to give the Aggies a 5-point lead. North Carolina A&T leading Maryland Eastern Shore 26-21 after 20 minutes of action. We'll step aside, come back with halftime analysis, and we'll see what else is going on in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference on this, well, Inauguration Day Saturday. 20th of January in the MEAC on the Shore Sports Network and SFMSports.net.
Pivot Physical Therapy is the leading provider of physical therapy and sports medicine services in the Mid-Atlantic region, with over 270 clinic locations and providing sports medicine services to over 120 youth, scholastic, collegiate, and professional programs. Pivot Physical Therapy is in your backyard with locations in Salisbury, Berlin, Cambridge, Easton, and Seaford. Pivot Physical Therapy and Pivot Sports Medicine is a proud partner of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, providing athletic training and physical therapy care to your Maryland Eastern Shore Hawks.
Hello, I'm your waiter Serge. Would you like to hear the specials? Do they include any wings, hot and cold sandwiches, and Smith Island cake? No, you'll have to go to M Street Grill for that. All right, see ya. Here you go, man.
Hawks fans, you want to sink your teeth into great food and watch the game, right? Make M Street Grill your new home. It's a sports bar and restaurant conceived by hospitality and tourism management program students and owned by a Hawk alumni. M Street Grill in the Princess Anne University Village, 410-621-5040.
This is Hawks basketball from SFMSports.net.
Meet Zelle, a new way to make money flow. I'll get back Steve, who covered tickets to the show. Pay my sister, who bought my flight, where I sat next to a baby that sang all night. With Zelle, banks have my back. Money's protected. Safe funds to family and friends as expected.
Nice.
I'll pay my brother to cover the cost of the golf clubs I borrowed and totally lost.
It's all good.
The new way to send money from your banking app. Zelle. This is how money moves. More info at ZellePay.com.
Must have a bank account in the U.S. to use Zelle. Transactions between enrolled users usually take minutes. It's time for some straight talk. You have their unlimited plan. So why do you keep running out of high-speed data? Never run out again with Straight Talk's new Ultimate Unlimited plan. Get all the 4G LTE data you want, all high speed, and all for just $55 a month on America's largest, most dependable 4G LTE networks, only from Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
Video typically streams at DVD quality. Please refer always to the latest terms and conditions of service at straighttalk.com.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
We welcome you inside the Hawk Halftime Show, courtside from the W.P. Heitch Athletic Center in Princess Anne, where the Maryland Eastern Shore Hawks find themselves down 26-21 at the hands of the North Carolina A&T Lady Aggies after 20. Quill DeBoer with you alongside Dave Bird on the Shore Sports Network. And Dave, name of the game in the first half for the Hawks is too many missed chances in the paint. That paint is far from dry for Maryland Eastern Shore, if that makes any sense at all, which it probably doesn't.
Yeah, well, we were doing a lot of good things offensively. We're picking and rolling. We're giving and going. We're setting the pick off the ball, setting the pick on the ball. We're getting shots inside the lane. Just one minor problem. They weren't going in.
No. Doing everything right. There's only so much you can do, and the shots aren't falling, and the shots were not falling for Maryland Eastern Shore in the first half. Just 7 of 32 so far. That's 22%. 1 of 6 from downtown. 6 of 8 from the free throw line, so not shooting it too poorly when they get to the stripe. They're coming in as the worst shooting free throw team in the league, or one of them at least. The actual worst shooting free throw team is North Carolina A&T. They're not shooting the ball particularly well either.
No,
just 33%, 10 of 30, 3 of 13 from deep, and this is a team team that likes to bury you with three-pointers. A&T shooting 3 of 5 from the charity stripe. Leading scorer for the Hawks is Jordan Smith, 7 points on 3 of 8 shooting, 3 offensive rebounds in the first half for her. 5 points for Alexis Hicks, including a wide-open 3 from the right wing. 4 for Marisha Gill-Miles, who's got 7 rebounds as well. If the buckets start falling, she might have herself another double-double. Let's see, 2 each for Christina Popovich and Martha Thompson, 1 for Tori Morris, and then scoreless in the first half, Regine Martin, Portia Sidnor, Amanda Carney, Kieri Eden, and most shockingly, Cece Byram. Scoreless in 10 minutes. She also picked up 2 fouls.
Yeah. The entire Hawks group have had good shots, but we just got to shoot the ball better to win this basketball game. That's the bottom line.
As for North Carolina A&T, 9 points from Cynia McCrae. 3 of 6 shooting, 2 of 4 from deep, 9 points from McCrae in just 8 minutes. She averages 10 a game. She's about to cross that threshold. Other scorers, 5 for CC Foy, 2 of 6 shooting. And then it's just several deuces, several twos. Quincelia Soria, Alexis Sears, Chantel Bostic, Jade Scaife, Kayla Green, and Christiana Alton, all with 2 points for North Carolina A&T. And then scoreless were Micaiah Wilson and Leon Hill. Rebounding-wise, Eastern Shore leading on the glass 28-19, 10-3 on the offensive end, and that's mainly based on all the shots they were missing. They were getting their own chances. A couple of the buckets they made were of the putback variety, but padding your rebound stats at the expense of the points, never a good idea. Fouls-wise, 10 for Maryland Eastern Shore, 2 for Marisha Gill-Miles, 2 for Cece Byram, so the big stars for the Hawks, front court and back court, in a spot of foul trouble. For North Carolina A&T, 17 fouls. The 2 bigs, Los Seres and Story, with a pair each. Assists, 9 for A&T, 4 of them for Chantal Bostic alone. 4 assists for Maryland Eastern Shore, but Portia Sidnor has 3 of them. And Davis, one thing we can count on from Sidnor, is she's going to distribute coming off the bench. Turnovers, 9 for the Lady Aggies, 11 for the Hawks. Blocks, 5-1 for A&T as expected. Leon Hill with 2 and a block each for Story, Los Seres, and Foy, the 3 starting bigs. And steals, 5-2 for Maryland Eastern Shore, 2 of them alone for Gill-Miles. Points in the paint, 10-2 Hawks. Points off turnovers, 8-5 Shore. Second chance points, 6-0 for Eastern Shore. Fast break points, 2-0 for the Hawks. And bench points, 8-5 for the Lady Aggies. Excuse me. 3 ties, 4 lead changes in the first half. The Hawks led for just a minute 44. The Lady Aggies led for 17-17. Hawks tied it in the final minute, but then a 5-0 run capped by the 3-pointer by Cynia McCrae, conspiring to put North Carolina A&T on top at the break, 26-21. And Dave, the answer is easy for Maryland Eastern Shore. You got to make there more buckets. But hey, sometimes something can be easy but not simple. Sometimes something simple but not easy. For the Hawks, it's I don't know what this would qualify as, but the blueprint is clear. They got to shoot.
It's pretty obvious. That's pretty obvious. So that's not a problem. You shoot 21% for the first half. If you shoot the ball better, you got a chance to win. We're playing good defense. Really, I mean, you've held the Aggies to 33%, and you've out-rebounded them, et cetera, et cetera. So the defense has been there. We just have got to put the ball in the basket to win this basketball. I mean, we're certainly in the game, that's for sure.
Certainly in the game, but this is a sort of game where I can imagine Coach Batchelor is not going to be too happy with just staying in the game. He wants to win this game. Eastern Shore needs a win. We'll see if they can get it after halftime. We'll take a break, come back, take a look at what's going on around the MEAC, and set you up for the final 20 minutes of action. Again, your halftime score, North Carolina A&T 26, Eastern Shore 21 on the Shore Sports Network and SFMSports.net.
The Eastern Shore is a perfect place to visit year-round. A gem hidden on the lower shore is the Henson, located in the heart of Princess Anne on the picturesque campus of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. The Henson is the perfect choice for campus visits, business trips, reunions, meetings, and relaxing getaways. Check into the Henson and we'll take care of the rest. Book online at umes.edu/Henson.
Training Is about more than muscle. It's about inner strength. So I push myself. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. I train with the best. A team that shares my drive and commitment. We collect intelligence, guard our shores against drug smugglers, and keep our waterways safe. Because our nation expects more. Discover a future that exceeds your expectations. Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Do you need a break, a getaway? Plan a visit to Hyatt Place Dewey Beach in Delaware. Lay back, relax with your toes in the sand, and unwind to the sounds of the ocean. Please your palate with a delicious meal at K Pasa Restaurant on the Bay while taking in the sights of a beautiful sunset. It's time to get away and make that getaway to the Hyatt Place Dewey Beach. Call 302-864-9100 or visit HyattPlaceDeweyBeach.com. Make a lifetime of memories in your own backyard at Hyatt Place Dewey Beach. That's Hyatt Place Dewey Beach on Facebook and Instagram.
Committed to serving you even better. McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center in Princess Anne. Stop by when you need us and experience our expanded services, including 3D mammography for advanced early detection of breast cancer. Conveniently located next to Food Line in Princess Anne and open 7 days a week from 10 to 8. Most insurance plans are accepted and no appointments are needed at McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center. McCready Health, with you for life.
Take Hawks basketball with you anywhere. Get the SFM Go app in the Google Play or iTunes store and stream on SFM Sports Channel 2.
Back on the Hawk halftime show, Eastern Shore trailing North Carolina A&T 26-21 at the break. And one more thing to note, Dave, it's the fact that Eastern Shore has done a good job of preventing North Carolina A&T from getting those second chance points. A&T comes in 7th in the nation in offensive rebounds per contest, 17 of them, and they only have 3 in the first half. So Eastern Shore has been able to clear the basketball effectively off of misses, but they just haven't been able to capitalize.
Yeah, total number of rebounds, Hawks that rebound 28-19 for the half. So we're definitely doing a great job, as we said, defensively and on the defensive glass.
Taking a look around the MEAC, games in action, the women's doubleheaders, most of them at 2 o'clock. We have a score from Coppin State, Eagles trailing Morgan State 30-23, and we just had another score. It disappeared. This finicky scoreboard. Let's see if we can get that back for you. The other games in action right now, Bethune-Cookman's at Delaware State, Norfolk State's at South Carolina State, and North Carolina Central's at Howard. Later on, the 4 o'clock doubleheader from Savannah, the Lady Tigers hosting Hampton this afternoon. And here's the other score we had. It flickered out. Howard's up 29-28 over North Carolina Central at halftime from Washington, D.C. Howard's coming to town next weekend, but this weekend it's all about the Tar Heel State. We got North Carolina Central coming to town on Monday, right after A&T leaves. And Howard's in town next Saturday. 3 home games in a row for the Hawks. They'll play 4 out of 5 on their next games at the Heights Center, and the only road games at Coppin State.
Yes, and the Hawks men teams play very well at the Heights Center.
Yes,
the women hope to begin playing well at the Heights Center also, and we have good teams coming in, so it's going to have to be good. It's going to be good basketball. So come on out to the Heights Center and watch Division I basketball.
Indeed, do that. Buy the premise, buy the bit. We'll take a break, come back with third quarter action on the Shore Sports Network and SFMSports.net.
Hiring is important. People are what make your business work. But how do you find the right talent? ZipRecruiter makes it simple. One click sends your job ad to over 100 of the web's leading job boards. But ZipRecruiter doesn't stop there. Their smart matching technology will instantly alert quality candidates about your job. That means you'll start getting great candidates with the right experience almost as soon as your job is posted. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. The right candidates are out there. This is how you find them. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
People from businesses of all sizes trust ZipRecruiter for their hiring needs. We're so confident ZipRecruiter will get you better results than anywhere else. We'll let you try it free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you've fallen behind on your taxes, you know that the IRS is already coming for their money, and they'll get it too by garnishing your wages or maybe even taking your home or business. They call it enforced compliance, and you'd better watch out because the penalties and interest compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. You need to call the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Solving tax issues is all they do. One call to Optima starts the process to stop the demand letters and stop aggressive collection actions. They get to work immediately, fighting to protect your assets and helping you put your tax problems behind you. The IRS writes off millions every year, and Optima knows all the ins and outs of the IRS's tax assistance programs that could save you thousands. So what are you waiting for? Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Back at the Heights Center, third quarter action. Eastern Shore trailing North Carolina A&T 26-21. Hawk basketball as we begin this third quarter out of 4, hence quarters. Alexis Hicks to inbound, joined on the floor by Byram, Smith, Gil Miles, and Eaton, the starters for the Shore. Lob into Eaton, and we're underway. Second half action from Princess Anne. Jordan Smith top of the circle for White. Links it to Eaton on the left wing. Kiera Eaton. Rainbow cross court to somebody, and it's way out of bounds. That was about equidistant between Byram and Hicks.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they might have been throwing to the clock keeper or something like that. They're at half court. They're back in the zone, though, to begin the first half, the Lady Hawks.
The 2-3 zone, in fact. Left to right moves A&T in this second half. Blue lobs it in for Los Seres. Los Seres, it's through her fingertips, and Eaton swoops in for the steal. Too many butterfingers at halftime for Alexis Los Seres. Here's Hicks on the right sideline for the Shore in the front court, right in front of her own bench. Crossover dribble, taking a screen from Gil Miles. Now straight away, Alexis with Quinsuela Story in her face. Crossover dribble. Nearly stripped to the left elbow. It's back out to Eaton. Kiki jabbing in and out, crosses up, middle of the paint, jump pass out to Byram. CC takes a screen from Gil Miles with 4 to shoot. Gil Miles triple team stepping in. It's it down low to Jordan Smith. Smith falling away, baseline jumper. It's an air ball. Shot clock violation against Maryland Eastern Shore as...
And we scrambled on that possession a little bit. Now back-to-back possessions, the Hawks come up with a 0.
The clock ticked off after the shot clock violation, so now second verse same as the first. We'll have to deal with clock issues, but they'll figure that out. In any case, Eastern Shore with a couple of turnovers on their first 2 possessions. And here's an easy fix. It's at 9:03.
And they're sticking with that zone that they played extremely well in the first half.
Wilson walks it up for Blue. It's McCray, Wilson, let's see, Story, Los Seres, and 4 of the 5 starters out there for A&T. And now they lob it into Alexis Los Seres, who back center man, left post up and in. Too easy. I mean, you can't stop that when it's a perfect pass to Los Seres. 6'3", she stands over everybody. Touchdowns lead for A&T, 28-21. 8 and change play in the third quarter. Byram and Hicks lobbing it back and forth in the backcourt for the Shore. Now Eaton in the left corner, cuts in baseline, jump step middle of the paint, kicks it out for Gil Miles, right wing 3 off the back of the iron. Smith corrals the board, fresh 30 for the Shore, but Eaton falls out of bounds. Rough third quarter for Kiera Eaton. He's thrown it to open space to nobody, and now she just stumbles out of bounds this time.
We're going a little bit faster than we can go, it looks like, out there.
Bringing a full court press as McCray of the face mask lobs it into the front court. It's Foy for A&T, chasing to the corner, right baseline. She moves now. Overhand pass right to CC Byram, moves the perfect position. Byram pumps the brakes, lets the rest of her troops get back into attack formation. Takes a screen from Gil Miles. Now CC at the top of the circle, working against Story. Spot jumper from 19 foot, rims in and out. Gil Miles with the rebound, turnaround, float shot, falls short of everything. And Jordan Smith with the rebound, a third chance chance for Eastern Shore as she's fouled down low by any one of 3 Lady Aggies.
Yeah, and the Hawks continue to do well on the glass. We just got 3 shots that time, and out of bounds underneath our own basket, where we've done real well on the out of bounds play.
Inbound is to Eaton, and now it's Hicks in the right corner. Bounce pass in for Gil Miles. She's stripped at the right edge of the paint. Wilson reaching out a hand, and here come the Lady Aggies. This is Wilson zigzagging in, and fouled by Alexis Hicks. Ooh, that could have gone either way, Dave. It could have given a travel against Wilson. Instead, it's a giveaway foul by Hicks.
She could have traveled before the foul.
Number 2 on Alexis. Foy to inbound. Bounces in for Wilson. Fresh 30 for Lady Aggies, and the shot clock did not go for about 3 seconds there. If the Aggies run it down low, they could get a break here. Gil Miles flicks it out of bounds. The pass intended for Wilson.
Yeah, I believe the Aggies' size are causing the Hawks a lot of problem, if you notice that.
Not enough real estate to work with down low as the shot clock again a bit delayed. Wilson a rainbow to Foy on the left wing, and Eaton nearly steals it. She's able to swat it off the official who was standing out of bounds. 14 on the shot clock, 7:20 to play in the third quarter, still 28-21 Lady Aggies. Inbound taken by Wilson. Screen set by Los Seres. Flicks a pass right wing for McCray. Her 3 ball off the front of the iron. Eaton climbs the ladder for the board. Here's Kiera circling up. Right to left. She crosses the timeline. Stops her dribble. Rainbow to Hicks. Nearly out of bounds again. Hicks has to stop and reach behind herself. Screen set by Jordan Smith. Hicks free throw line. Jump pass. Left corner. Eaton for 3. Skims the rim strong. Smith with the board. And she's pushed in pursuit of the rebound. Is that Los Seres?
I think so.
It's Los Seres, and that's 3 against Alexis Los Seres. Kiera Eaton takes a seat after a rough third quarter. Regine Martin in. Leon Hill into the game for North Carolina A&T as Los Seres out for the time being. Foy also takes a break for the Lady Aggies. Was that Green who's in? It's Kayla Green. It is Green. Hicks to inbound. It's into Gil Miles in the right corner for the Shore, who lobs it back out for Regine Martin to reset. Martin running the floor here. Serpentining in. Little floater for the top of the paint is in and out and back in again. Regine Martin gets the upper class bounce. 28-23 Lady Aggie. 6.5 to play in the third quarter. This is McCray on the right wing for Lady Aggies. Now it's Wilson driving in left wing. Bounce pass to Green in the corner. Back out to Wilson. Crossover dribble. Floats a pass out to McCray on the right wing with 10 to shoot. Hicks closing fast on defense. Setting it for a screen of Story. McCray takes it. Stutter step. One-handed fling for Wilson with 3 to shoot. Wilson driving in. Left corner. Now baseline. A floater from Green. It's just off of the front of the iron, but A&T gets their own rebound and a fresh 30 after a full 30 on the shot clock. Tough break for the Hawks. There's the offensive rebounding prowess of the Lady Aggies.
Yeah, bad bounce for the Hawks there. Great defense that time on that possession.
Into the right corner for McCray. Her 3 ball skims the back of the rim, and Martin gets the board in transition. 2 on 3. Regine Martin pumps the brakes, drops it back for Jordan Smith. Smith driving in. She's bumped, but she lays it up and in. Could have been a foul against Leon Hill. The officials let him play. 1 possession game. 28-25 A&T. 5.5 to play in quarter number 3. Here's McCray on the right wing for the Lady Aggies. Floats a pass to Wilson on the left wing. Lakaya slows things down. Chest pass back to McCray. Now they work it right baseline for Leon Hill. Leon Hill looking inside. She flings it into the backcourt for McCray with 9 to shoot. Now free throw line at Story. Story out to McCray, who's left wide open. Her right wing 3. Back iron tipped once, and Smith corrals the board. More fine defense from the Shore. They can tie this game with a 3-pointer.
Good defense and good rebounding, Will. They're going to keep in the game.
CeCe Byram in and back out to Byram. Straight away for 3. Push it to the right. Rebound bouncing once. And Leon Hill perfectly positioned. This is Green galloping into the front court. Spins around Hicks. No look pass down low for Wilson. Wilson countered in the foul. Oh, what beautiful ball movement from the Lady Aggies.
And Wilson absorbed the contact and made the layup.
That was Green on the assist. Wilson's got a chance for a 3-point play when we come back. 30-25, Lady Aggies, 4:49 to play in the third on the Shore Sports Network and SFMSports.net.
The Eastern Shore is a perfect place to visit year-round. A gem hidden on the lower shore is the Henson, located in the heart of Princess Anne on the picturesque campus of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. The Henson is the perfect choice for campus visits, business trips, reunions, meetings, and relaxing getaways. Check into the Henson and we'll take care of the rest. Book online at umes.edu/Henson.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive number 1, number 2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hi, Jamie. It's you, Jamie. Don't hang up. You need to hear this. You gotta quit wearing that aviator jacket. Nobody's buying it. I'm sorry you have to hear it from me, but at Progressive, we're all about giving it to people straight. That's why we show our rates alongside our competitors' rates. And when you're helping people find great rates, you don't need some jacket to look cool. Just keep rocking that scarf.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Comparisons not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Back at the Heights Center, 4:49 to play in quarter number 3. North Carolina A&T leading Maryland Eastern Shore 30-25. And Dave, here it is again. 2 of 8 in the third quarter for the Hawks, just 9 of 40 for the game. This is one of those, let's say, defensively friendly third quarters. It's just 4-4 through the first 5+ minutes of this quarter.
And the Hawks dominating on the glass, too, Will. 35 rebounds to 22 and 21 defensive rebounds.
Oh, that's the biggest surprise of all. Is A&T coming in with the second best rebounding margin in the league. They rebound the ball. They get 44 boards a contest. They only got half that number, and we're halfway through the third quarter. This is Wilson, who's at the free throw line for A&T for a chance for a three-point play after that great transition no-look pass from Kayla Green. Personnel for the Hawks: Reggie Martin, Portia Sidnor, Tori Morris, Amanda Carney, and Barisha Gill-Miles. So all bench players plus BGM. Free throws up and good for Wilson, the Knightsdale High graduate from Raleigh. She takes a seat, and Chantal Bostic back into the game. Hawk basketball, 31-25 Lady Aggies, under 5 to play. This is Sidnor in True's control for Martin. Martin turns on the Jets. Martin on the right wing, drops it back for Sidnor. Now it's Gill-Miles, jump pass to Martin, back out to Carney. Amanda for 3 on the right wing, too strong. Climbing the ladder forward is Green. What a third quarter she has had. She glides into the front court, chest pass up to Bostic, left baseline. Bostic floater, fouled by Carney. Shot a little bit strong, but again, great
Good
vision
position
in transition from Green. Pushing the envelope that time.
Coach Baxter looking for somebody from the outside to make a bucket, and we just can't buy one at this time.
Here's Bostic, sophomore from Cleveland. Her first free throw up, halfway down and out. Bostic considered St. Francis of PA, Moorhead State, and Niagara, and Winthrop when she was being recruited out of New Tech East. Eventually settled for North Carolina A&T. Fine school in Greensboro. Second free throw is up and good. She makes 1 of 2. 3-possession game again, 32-25 A&T. 4:15 to play in the third. Sidnor back to Martin. Martin speeds up, floats it back for Sidnor. They're across the timeline, going back to Martin. Regine triple teamed at the right elbow, cuts in, float shot, tried to bank it, no good. Morris with the board. She's fouled on the way back up. Tori Morris tried to go up and under, and she got held down by, looks like, Leon Hill.
North Carolina A&T
and it is Hill. Tori Morris back to the stripe. Morris on a good day rebounding the ball as well. She's got 5. Her first one on the offensive end, though, is her first free throw. Just a touch strong. It clangs off the iron.
And still 4-4 in the third. This quarter. So we need to score some points in this third quarter.
Tori with a few bounces. Her second free throw, good arc with it, and gets the rattle home. Tori Morris 1 for 2. 32-26 A&T. Under 4 to play in the third. This is Bostic, left to right, up court for A&T. Sets up for Green. Green nearly trapped, gets around the trap, makes Gill-Miles fall over. No look pass, dish to Story, right baseline, bang! Oh my! Kayla Green to Consuela Story. 8-point Aggie lead. This is their largest of the contest, 34-26, 3.5 to play in the third. Gil Miles inside to Morris, spinning left side of the paint for the Shore. Reaches up with the right hand, and it's good. Nice adjustment by Tori Morris. 34-28, North Carolina A&T. 3:26 to play in the third. Here's Green, floats it back to Bostic. Bostic running things. Chantal calling for some help now. Hands it off to Hill, top of the circle. Leon looking for the overhand pass. She'll just fling it back to Alston. Turnaround jumper from the free throw line. Rims in and out. Board tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Blue. And Eastern Shore catches a break here.
Hawks ball.
CC Foy checking back in. Alston takes a seat. Martin to inbound for the Shore. Portia Sidnor sprinting around Green, floats a pass way up to Carney, nearly stumbles out of bounds. Now a bounce pass back to Sidnor. EGM at the free throw line. Gil Miles spinning, falling over, no travel. Pass gets barely out to Sidnor. Sidnor driving in, more contact and a delayed charge call. 6th charge of the game for Eastern Shore. This time it's against Sidnor, and Story came tumbling down like an elk tree. There's no such thing as an elk tree. It's an elm tree.
Yeah. He's an oak tree.
Oak tree, yes.
That's right. No problem.
I'm sure there's some grim fairy tale where some witch turns elks into trees. And then, in any case,
a lot of contact by the Hawks.
Yes.
We're going off tackle in this game for our 6th charge.
Thank goodness for my translator who can put it back in English. A&T basketball. This is Boston who walks it up. Under 3 to play in the third quarter. 6-point Aggie lead. This is Foy on the right wing, swarming on a double team. Lobs to the right baseline for Hill. Hill turnaround 10-footer. Yes. Nothing but net for Leon Hill. 36-28. Eastern Shore down with 2:36 to play in the third. This is Martin in the backcourt for the Shore, zigzagging at the perimeter. Now retreats to the edge of the maroon M. Chest pass to Sidnor on the right sideline. 14 to shoot. They go back to Martin. Spots up from 3. Doesn't get the right bounce. It's too strong. Bostic with the board. Bostic in transition. Pushing the case up to Alston. Alston reaches around for Foy. Foy with the layup and one from the left side of the paint. And North Carolina A&T starting to pull away, Dave. Oh, man, the bench was fired up on that one.
They're getting excited.
Yes, they are. Aggies starting to find their gear.
Yeah. Every time the Hawks seem to get a little close right next, within a couple possessions, and the Aggies come up with a little mini run.
CC Foy's free throw is good to complete the 3-point play. Foy with 8. 39-28, 11 points, largest lead for the Lady Aggies. 2 and change to play in the third. Regine Martin, the left elbow, kicks it out to Morris, left corner for the Shore. Now back out to Portia Sidnor. Sidnor finds Martin, left wing for 3. Got it! Regine Martin left wide open on the perimeter, and she tickles the twine to make it single digits again. 39-31, Eastern Shore down, and a timeout taken by Terrell Robinson.
That's our second 3 of the ball game.
Need some more. Well, we'll stick with you here and talk about Terrell Robinson in his 6th year as the boss in Greensboro, and he has had quite a bit of success for the Lady Aggies. 107 wins, 65 losses, and MEAC play a 77% winning percentage. They were league champs back in 2016, beating Coppin State in the title. And a young staff for Terrell Robinson. They were the 4th youngest coaching staff and in the field of 64 back in 2016. They lost to Notre Dame in the first round as a 16 seed. But under Robinson, the Lady Aggies have gone to 2 WNITs. They finished 2nd in the MEAC twice, 3rd twice. They finished top 3 every year that he has been there.
When you, over the last 6 years, playing North Carolina, you're going to be in for a good women's basketball game.
Which is what makes it so surprising. Well, not surprising, but impressive, rather, that Eastern Shore has won 4 in a row against these blue bloods of the league, including 2 times last year. Perhaps the win of the year. I mean, there's a lot of contenders for the Hawks last year for win of the year. Could have been the big comeback against Hampton. Could have been Bethune-Cookman, whose only conference loss came to the Hawks. But Another top contender is the A&T game in Greensboro. First conference game of the year. That was when CeCe Byram went down with her ACL injury. Buck could have folded up and lost that game. They did not. They won 60-57. Alexis Hicks was the big hero. Mariah McCoy had a late strip. Well, Hawks last year at least proved that they could come up and win the games that they were not expected to win.
Yeah.
Often enough, it was the games where they were favored where things went wrong. A&T in the driver's seat here. 1:56 to play in the third, up 39-31. They have the basketball. This is Bostic, who jogs into the front court for Navy Blue. Bostic lollygagging at the top of the circle, putting her pieces in place from the right wing. Screen set, she takes it. Bostic, chest pass to Foy. Spots up right wing three, a bit strong. Rebound comes right to Alston. Alston kicks it back out for a fresh 30. Foy working it inside to Scaife. Scaife left post and a reach around foul by Tori Morris. As Jade Scaife backing her down.
I think Smith got that foul. Well,
I'll check that, Dave. You're right. Jordan Smith called for the infraction. That's just number 2 against Smith. 5 fouls against Eastern Shore in this third quarter, so Scaife to the line.
We had her double team down inside. We just reached in. Still playing great defense in that 2-3 zone.
Scaife from Fort Washington, Maryland, the D.C. metro area, as her first free throw. Tickles the twine. Didn't have to travel far for her grad year. A graduate of UNC Greensboro. And an aspiring employee of the Department of Homeland Security. That's where she wants to work. Can't secure the second free throw. It's off the front of the iron and the board for Eastern Shore. 40-31. Hawks down. Minute and a half to play in the third quarter. This is Sidnor driving around. Her reach around shot off the backboard to the left. Tori Morris with the offensive glass. Flings up a right-handed shot. Falls short of everything. And Scaife clears it. Jet stream for Bostic. Flings up right baseline for Hill, who steps around for A&T. That was Alston, rather. Alston with an easy bucket in transition. She made it look easy. 42-31 A&T, a minute to play in the third. All Aggies in the last 5 minutes.
The Hawks, the Aggies are playing a 2-3 zones. Everybody's packed in because the Hawks cannot hit an outside shot.
Shore basketball. This is Sidnor on the left wing. They work around the horn to Martin. Martin with 6 to shoot now. Carney, catch and shoot, right wing 3. Salts the rim and doesn't go down. Bostic zooming and veering into transition for the Lady Aggies. Story, catch and shoot, left baseline. Alston rather again. 44-31, a 13-point A&T lead with 28 seconds remaining in the quarter.
I don't think the Hawks want to get up and down the floor with the Aggies.
Oh, no.
They can't buy a shot on the offensive.
The Aggies playing at their tempo now. 4-second difference, shot in the game clock. This is Sidnor, floats it to Martin, cuts in left wing, inside to Tori Morris. Morris with a teardrop to the middle of the paint, up and good. Nice ball movement for Tori Morris. 44-33, 4 seconds left. A&T trying to have the last say in this quarter. Foy, left corner 3. Strong, and that's your third. 44-33, Maryland Eastern Shore trailing. 30 minutes down, 10 to go from the Heights Center. We're coming back from the fourth quarter next on the Shore Sports Network and SFMsports.net.
Pivot Physical Therapy is the leading provider of physical therapy and sports medicine services in the Mid-Atlantic region, with over 270 clinic locations and providing sports medicine services to over 120 youth, scholastic, collegiate, and professional programs. Pivot Physical Therapy is in your backyard with locations in Salisbury, Berlin, Cambridge, Easton, and Seaford. Pivot Physical Therapy and Pivot Sports Medicine is a proud partner of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, providing athletic training and physical therapy care to your Maryland Eastern Shore Hawks.
Hello, I'm your waiter Serge. Would you like to hear the specials? Do they include any wings, hot and cold sandwiches, and Smith Island cake? No, you'll have to go to M Street Grill for that. All right, see ya. Here you go, man. Hawks fans, you want to sink your teeth into great food and watch the game, right? Make M Street Grill your new home. It's a sports bar and restaurant conceived by hospitality and tourism management program students and owned by a Hawk alumni. M Street Grill in the Princess Anne University Village, 410-621-5040.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMsports.net.
30 down, 10 to go. Fourth quarter action from Princess Anne. North Carolina A&T in the driver's seat, up 44-33. Lady Aggie basketball. CeCe Foy to inbound right in front of us. She bounces in for Bostic, and here we go. Bostic galloping into the front court. Hands off to Foy in the backcourt. It's a chest pass to Alston. Now they work it into the right corner. This is Bostic. Bostic zips out for Foy, around the horn to Alston. Alston, 20-footer from the left wing, a bit short, and Martin knocks down the rebound for herself. Regine with the arm at the right place, right time. There's Sidnor in the front court for the Shore. Portia in the driver's seat here. She's got 4 assists in this contest. Looking against Foy. Sidnor staring down her man. Screens up by Morris. Jump pass to Morris. Reaches behind and gets the pass. Now moving in with the left hand. Missed the shot on an easy layup. Here comes A&T. Rainbow into the front court for Foy. Rattles around the left baseline, and it's Martha Thompson who comes up with it. Alston couldn't handle it. There's Thompson on the right sideline for the Shore. Lobs it right baseline for Jordan Smith. Step back jumper. Short. Well short. Rebound bounces once, and it's picked up by Alston. This is Bostic on the left sideline, sprinting into the front court. Spin move around Sidnor. Flings it to the right elbow. That is Hill, who misses everything, and an easy board for Tori Morris. No points in the first minute of this fourth quarter. Still 44-33 visitors.
It's just about the way every quarter started.
There's Regine Martin on the right baseline, sideline rather. Martin taking a screen from Jordan Smith. She'll stop and pop from 3. Push it well to the left, but Martha Thompson's there for the rebound and the putback and the foul. Martha Thompson, right place, right time, and she's got a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, weak side rebound by Thompson and an easy follow-up.
And a mass sub for North Carolina A&T. Let's see. Story, Green, McCray, Los Seres, and Wilson. Stars except for Foy, who's on the bench now. And it's Green who gets the spot that she ceded. Martha Thompson's free throw, halfway down and out. Rebound picked up by Story on the bounce. 44-35, Shore down, 8.5 to play in the ball game. This is Green on the right wing for A&T. They work around the horn now to McCray. McCray, screen set, lobs it right corner. Step back 3 from Green, bang. Kayla Green steps out, a 39% three-point shooter on the year. That's top 5 in the league, striking from deep. 47-35, A&T, and now a foul on the offensive end for the Shore as Martha Thompson tried to get around her man, and she got hip checked by Consuela Story. Here's Martha Thompson right in front of the Eastern Shore bench. To inbound, floats it into the backcourt behind the timeline for Sidnor. Sidnor crosses the big maroon M into attack formation. Sidnor stutter step, works her way around Wilson, stops her dribble at the right elbow, tried to thread the needle. It's off of the feet of McCray, but picked up by Martha Thompson. Shore keeps possession off the break. Thompson, cross-court float to Smith, left baseline. Jordan cutting in the paint right to left. Her shot misses strong, and a rebound for Jordan Smith, but she's fouled before she can go back up for it.
Yeah, got her own rebound that time, offensive rebound.
Smith now with 9 points and 9 rebounds. And on the Lady Aggies, that's 4 against Los Seres. Alexis Los Seres, a quiet game. 4 points and 4 boards, and now 4 rebounds to match, 4 fouls to match. Pass into Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith bounces it out for Sidnor. Portia running the offense for the Hawks from the Jesse T. Williams signature. Left channel. Drives in, right elbow, jump step, and she travels. Came down with 1 foot and then the other, and you can't do that.
A little stutter step in the middle of the lane.
Lady Aggie basketball as North Carolina A&T forces 24 turnovers per game. That's 4th in the nation. Eastern Shore has given it up to 16 times so far as they protected it about as well as you can against the Lady Aggies. Top of the circle, McCray thought about the 3, instead gives it up to Green for the Lady Aggies, and she's fouled on her drive from the left elbow. They'll get Regine Martin or Sidnor. No, it's Sidnor for the hip check. Her second foul. CeCe Byram back in. Sidnor takes a seat. Byram still scoreless in this one. Believe that, Dave.
I know. That's a tough night for CC.
Wilson takes the inbound for the Lady Aggies, kicks it for McCray. Now they work it into the right corner for Story. Princela takes a screen, steps back. Now it's back out to McCray. Wilson on the left wing. Wilson threads it inside for Story at the left elbow. Now they'll kick it out to Green on the right corner. Green driving baseline. Martin reaches out, nearly steals it. Green comes down with it. Story steps up, open shot from the free throw line, rattles home. Broken play for Lady Aggies, and they convert. 49-35, A&T. 6:45 remaining. This is Byram in the front court for the Shore. Thompson steps in, 18-footer baseline. Missed it short. And the board in transition. This is Green, Kayla Green. No look pass, and she needed to look that time as the pass out of reach of McCray. Out of bounds to the courtside seats. The Hawks take it over. Marisha Gill-Miles and Alexis Hicks back in for the Hawks. And it's Christiana Alston for North Carolina A&T. Hawks down 14. They need to make a run right now. Running out of show. And this is Byram trotting into the front court, zooming around Wilson. Brings it to Thompson, left corner. Thompson cutting in left baseline, left to right, stripped on her way up. Jordan Smith trying to wrestle her way down for that basketball. A scrum in the middle of the paint, and they'll call a jump ball with the arrow pointing Eastern Shore's end. Clock doesn't reset. It'll be 16 to get off a shot for the Shore. Hicks to inbound. Gill-Miles, Byram, Smith, and Thompson also on the floor for White. And the whistle, and the ball's in Hicks's hands. Alexis pounds it, floats up to Gill-Miles, free throw line. Barisha driving right side of the paint, stops her dribble, kicks it out for Hicks. Hicks tiptoeing near the sideline, screen set by BGM, centering up. 20-footer from Alexis, pushed it well to the left. Rebounds on the floor. Gill-Miles trying to save it in. Instead, she stumbles over the line and into a courtside seat, knocking one over. Invisible Ted and his friends are going to be unhappy about that one. They got barreled over that time. A&T basketball. This is Wilson, who saunters towards the timeline. Stops in the middle of the M. Left thumb up, calling up the play. Jab step in, Byram falls for it. Now it's a pass for Green on the left wing. Kayla Green, how big has she been off the bench? Nearly stripped by Thompson, gets the ball back. Screen set by Hill. Green takes it, free throw line, cutting in right elbow. Punches it out for Story. Back out to Green now, right wing three. Bit short, gets the bounce off the backboard, and it's Byram in transition for the Hawks. CC, stutter steps around two Aggie defenders, and she runs into, looks like Story, who was called for the blocking foul.
It's the first time CC's got to the left side and gotten to the basket. Aggies have played very good defense on her, and
they choked her off.
Again, it's the Hawks ball out of bounds underneath their own baskets multiple times tonight. They have had that in a 1-3 set.
Fourth foul against Story, so Jade Scaife back in for A&T. Pass flung in for Gill-Miles. Gill-Miles, mid-air adjustment, lays it up and in. Defense closing fast, and Gill-Miles saying, yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
It looked like she got fouled that time, too.
49-37, Lady Aggies up, 5:20 remaining. A&T basketball. This is Wilson. Screen set. Takes it right side of the paint. Lays it off the glass too strong. And a rebound wrestled away by Maryland Eastern Shore. This is Smith who comes down with it. Hill nearly had the board. Instead, it looks like they'll get Jordan Smith with a foul call on that one. Or somebody. The three officials conferring. Was this a little more, Dave? Did you see?
I don't know if they're going to look at the elbow or not, but she had the basketball.
In any case, 5-11 Cy Young time from the fourth quarter. 49-37 A&T.
Right.
Looks like the foul is against Jordan Smith. Her second, and now they'll go to the monitors to determine if it's intentional. And Fred Batchelor is beside himself right now. They're going to say it's a flagrant. Batchelor pleading his case with the three officials here as he can barely believe they're going to call some extracurricular foul on Jordan Smith. They're going to the monitor now to see if it's a flagrant 1, a flagrant 2, or just a common foul. Flagrant 1, they treat it like a technical. Flagrant 2, it's like a technical with an ejection.
I didn't think it was flagrant. She was just trying to turn with a basketball.
No.
And, unfortunately, the girl was standing there.
A natural pivot. Now check the monitor. Jason here at Eastern Shore running the replay board. And Coach Batchelor explaining his case in a rather animated way.
Yeah. He's showing that she had the ball up around her chin and just making a turn.
And Deshaun Savage, the official, getting up into it. And I bet you Fred's a hoot at charades. You know?
Yeah.
Quite animated, especially when defending his players. To reset, they're trying to see whether this foul against Jordan Smith is of any sort of flagrant variety. 5:11 to play in the fourth quarter, 49-37, North Carolina A&T. So now all three officials are getting a look at the monitor to determine what's going on. Eastern Shore needing a comeback here, down 12 with 5 to play, and a North Carolina A&T that came back from 14 points down their last time out against Coppin State. They know the value of keeping the foot on the gas and closing games out.
It's a pretty low-scoring game. Obviously, 49-37, and the Hawks have held North Carolina A&T in check defensively.
That they
both with a 2-3 zone and on the glass. But offensively, the Hawks have just not shot the ball well.
They're still at the monitor right now, Dave. I don't know. If it takes this long, I would think that you're looking for something that's not there.
True.
And that was sort of the consensus.
You should be able to look right at it.
And they're calling another official. All three of them will meet mid-court to decide what's going on here. And of course, they have two of them at the monitor at the same time, so we can't see from across the way and determine for ourselves, which, you know, I get it, but it would be nice to see.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a pair of binoculars. I might be able to get that right in there.
There you go.
I'm gonna bring them for next game. How about that?
Standard binoculars or the opera style ones on a stick?
Yeah, then standard.
There you go. I don't think I've ever seen those sold in stores, the opera style binoculars.
No, I have not seen that.
Maybe it's because you can only get them in operas.
Of course, I can't remember the last time I was at the opera either, so you got to take that into account.
No, it's been years for me as well. I did see an opera once. I saw The Marriage of Figaro when I was living in Columbus, Georgia. The Columbus State musical department was putting it on. In English, fortunately.
Good.
Okay, it looks like some decision has been made. They've called Fred Batchelor and Terrell Robinson over to talk things over, and now the officials...
We're at the 5 minute. They've been looking at this for over 5 now.
Are they looking at it for time now as well? Because they've gone back to the monitor to see things or calling out the explanation. But Coach Batchelor is back up and at the edge of his coaching box, to the back of the officials. He's arguing that there was a sort of limbo and a additional foul sold that time, but they put 3 fouls on Jordan Smith up on the scoreboard.
It's just the type of foul now is what we're looking at.
So our PA man will explain the situation as soon as the officials finished explaining it to him. A 12-point Aggie lead at the 5:11 mark of the fourth quarter, and they can stretch it to 13 or even 14 with some technical free throws. All right, here it is.
North Carolina A&T foul number 5, Makaya Wilson. University of Maryland Eastern Shore, unsportsmanlike foul number 5, Jordan Smith.
All right, if you caught that,
Jordan Smith at the line.
the foul was against... Oh, he must have mixed that up. I mean, that's an unsportsmanlike foul against Jordan Smith, but she gets to shoot the free throws.
And foul on A&T first.
Rattles home her first. All right.
But there's no number 5. Yeah, there's Makaya Wilson. Guard. Number 5, foul.
Smith makes her first free throw. Missed the second, but now she's got 10 points and 10 rebounds. A double-double for Jordan Smith. 49-38. Eastern Shore shaving 1 point off that lead, but now some technical free throws for Kayla Green. So it must be some offsetting fouls that create technical free throws for both sides. Kayla Green rattles home her first free throw. The Round Rock, Texas native. Senior from Round Rock High School, home of the Express of the town, at least, AAA baseball team. She makes both of her free throws, and A&T keeps the basketball. 51-38. Lady Aggies up with 5:11 to play, and we're back in game action. Green looking. She floats it in the backcourt for Wilson. Wilson walks it across the timeline, met by Byram on the left channel. Wilson jogging in towards the right perimeter. Wilson stops her dribble, reaches around. It's kicked out by Jordan Smith. She nearly went into the splits that time. That would have been rather painful. And now we get a media timeout. 4:59 to play in the fourth quarter. Your score, A&T 51, Shore 38 on the Shore Sports Network and SFMSports.net.
Do you need a break, a getaway? Plan a visit to Hyatt Place Dewey Beach in Delaware. Lay back, relax with your toes in the sand, and unwind to the sounds of the ocean. Please your palate with a delicious meal at Cape Pasa Restaurant on the Bay while taking in the sights of a beautiful sunset. It's time to get away and make that getaway to the Hyatt Place Dewey Beach. Call 302-864-9100 or visit HyattPlaceDeweyBeach.com. Make a lifetime of memories in your own backyard at Hyatt Place Dewey Beach. That's Hyatt Place Dewey Beach on Facebook and Instagram.
In the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, success for our student athletes isn't just measured by wins and losses, points on the scoreboard, or individual stats. It's also measured by their performance in the classroom, in the community, and ultimately graduation. Our student athletes aren't just playing to win a single game. They're playing to win at life, because games end, but life keeps on going. The MEAC, educating student athletes for the game of life.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Down the stretch we come. 4:59 to play in the fourth quarter. North Carolina A&T leading Maryland Eastern Shore 51-38. Will DeBoer and Dave Bird with you on the network. And Dave, the shooting has been the problem for the Hawks all afternoon. They're shooting just 25%. Jordan Smith has a double-double with 10 points and 10 rebounds. That'll be of little consolation to the Hawks if they lose this game. One that's quite winnable. North Carolina A&T riding the ship in the third quarter, and they appear to be on their way to their fourth win in 4 conference games so far.
And proves they're at the top of the league again for the 7th year in a row.
North Carolina A&T towards the top. Norfolk State's also undefeated in conference play so far, 2-0. Hampton's 2-0. And Bethune-Cookman, who won the regular season last year, 15-1. They're 4-0 so far. A&T basketball, it's flung in to Chantel Bossing in the right corner. Hands off back to Scaife. Scaife missed a layup from the middle of the paint, cutting right to left. Rebound for the Shore. This is Alexis Hicks, who threads it up to Martha Thompson on the right sideline for Eastern Shore. Now it's Byram. Those three plus Gil Miles and Smith on the floor for White. There's Gil Miles top of the circle. Screen set by Smith. Gil Miles changes direction left, spins out to the right. Now Smith from the free throw line. Bit short. Rebound for Martha Thompson. Thompson lays it back up and in. Second chance for Martha Thompson. 51-40. Shore down. 4:25 remaining. Bostic sits on it for A&T. Walking her dribble towards the right wing. Screen set. Pops up at the right elbow. Blocked by Smith. And the ball falls for Gil Miles. Nice defense by Jordan Smith that time. Gliding into the front court is Byram. CC stutter step. Left side of the paint. Kicks it out for Thompson. Martha fakes in. Steps back. Thought about the three instead. Works it inside to Gil Miles. Spin move left to right. Hands it off to Smith. Smith down low. Might have gotten pushed from behind, but no call. And a board for Hill.
Another missed layup by the Hawks.
Galloping in front court is Bostic for A&T. Now she'll step back. Hand it off to Hill. They work it around to Alston. Alston cutting in. Bounce pass down low for Scaife, who misses everything, but gets her own rebound and lays up from the left side. A pass to herself, essentially, and it's 53-40. Hawks down. Now Martha Thompson left open left corner three. Skims strong. Jordan Smith with the board. Goes up with the left hand. Doesn't get the roll off the glass, but she's fouled and a chance for a couple of free throws.
Yeah, Smith now, that was her 11th rebound, I believe. She does have double-double. She missed a putback with her left hand.
At the line, shooting 2.
Jordan Smith.
And working hard for the Hawks.
She got her degree in healthcare management from Towson before enrolling at Maryland Eastern Shore for grad school. And she rattles home her first free throw. 64% foul shooter.
North Carolina A&T, number 12,
CC Foy and Alexis Los Seres into the game for blue. Los Seres with 4 fouls. Smith a couple of bounces. Her second free throw. Good arc to it. Good shot. 53-42 A&T. 3.5 to play. Clock hasn't started. Finally does. Wonder if they noticed. This is Green on the left sideline. That's why the game's taking so long, all the extra seconds. Here's Foy top of the circle for the Lady Aggies. Screen set. Foy straight away from 3. Leaves it short. Hicks corrals the board. Reaches out with the right hand. And Alexis Hicks serpentining into the front court. Drops it back for Byram for the Hawks. Byram cutting in. Scoop pass out to Thompson. Thompson travels on the right wing. Skids the tires, and the Hawks give it up again. 17 turnovers for Maryland Eastern Shore.
And that's not a good stat.
No, it's not. Even so, North Carolina A&T forces 24 per game.
For the Lady Hawks, number 21,
Regine Martin, Portia Sidnor back in. Hicks and Byram out. CC Byram, a rather frustrating afternoon. Still scoreless in this one.
Yeah, the Hawks with full court pressure now. A steal.
A steal by Sidnor. Sidnor circles up, waits the rest of the Hawks get back on offense. Now reaches around to Gil Miles, who kicks it out of bounds. Sidnor with the pass that didn't skip enough, and Gil Miles couldn't reach down. Rough break for the Hawks after their own steal. They give it back up again, and now Gil Miles reaching in, trying to steal it from Los Seres on the inbound. Instead, she body checks Los Seres.
Yeah, a little frustration foul that time by Miles after the ball bouncing off.
Now the Hawks have a couple of fouls to give. That's just number 3 in the fourth quarter. BGM's second infraction. Chantal Bostic back in for A&T. Full court press on for the Hawks, down 11 with 2:55 remaining, and now Martha Thompson tips the ball out of bounds into scorer's row. And the Lady Aggies will inbound from right in front of the scorer's table and the replay monitor. Nearly took out the scorekeeper that time.
Yes, he did.
Oh, been there. That's your life flashes before your eyes when the ball comes right at you like that. Here's Bostic into the front court. Bumped a couple times by Sidnor, but no call. Bostic spinning around. A bit of a flop that time, but Sidnor eventually reaches in and commits the foul on Bostic. 4 fouls now against A&T. Sidnor's third foul. 2:45 remaining. Still a 53-42 A&T lead. A&T on the verge of improving to 9-7 overall on 4-0 in MEAC play. Pass flung into Alexis Los Seres. Quiet day for her. She hasn't needed to be loud, though. Kayla Green's done a bunch of the loudness in the second half. Now Foy, overhand pass inside for Green. Lobs it up, too strong for Los Seres. Intercepted by Sidnor. In transition, Martha Thompson chasing the right corner. Flings a pass inside Gil Miles. Gil Miles trapped underneath the basket. Holds out for Martin. Martin on the bounce pass. Her 3 right wing, too strong. Gil Miles with her own board. And Gil Miles from the cylinder. It was halfway down. Her fling shot in and out. Rebound for North Carolina A&T, but a tie-up down low as Hill. Thompson reaches in for it. Possession arrow still pointing for A&T, though.
Great hustle by Gil Miles, getting a couple rebounds and trying to putting it back up, but she couldn't buy the basket again.
Hill flicks it in, and Sidnor fouls Bostic, who bobbed her head up like a rock'em sock'em robot.
Yeah, that's a 5th on the Hawks, so A&T will be shooting.
Free throws the rest of the way for both sides. 5 fouls each in the fourth. Byram and Hicks about to check in for the Hawks. Chantal Bostic at the line. You know, Bostic with some theatrical head bops in this game. Much will watch too much Scooby-Doo and trying to follow the shaggy approach to acting. Well, zoinks! She missed her first free throw that zoinks off. Byron Hicks back in. Martin and Sidnor take a seat. Bostic with a couple more bounces. And her second free throw, well, Jinkies, it's in and out and back in again. 54-42. Bostic 1 of 2. 2 minutes even to play. And now Hicks with a quick trigger 3 from the left quarter. Left it short. Los Seres corrals in the board. Easy rebound for Los Seres. Bostic zigzagging around Hicks, and Alexis with the bump. Chantal Bostic headed back to the line. 1:57 to play. And
I think the Hawks are in the foul them and hope they miss philosophy at this point to see if we can.
It's severe bucket. It's severe Lloyd Christmas territory for Maryland Eastern Shore now. You're saying there's a chance. Well, 12 points with 2 minutes left. It's certainly possible as Bostic's free throw rims in and out. Physics unfriendly to her that time. Down double digits with 2 to go. I always think of the Sweet 16 in 2013 on the men's side. Michigan against Kansas. The Hawks need a Trey Burke right here. Second free throw is good. 55-42. Lady Aggies up. 1:53 remaining. Byram pushes it up to Gil Miles in the front court for the Shore. Right sideline, cuts in around a triple team, and a blocking foul on the fallback shot by Gil Miles from the MEAC logo.
I think that's Los Seres. That's her 5th.
5 against Los Seres. So Alexis Los Seres, second team all MEAC selection, out of the game with just 4 points and 4 rebounds. She takes a seat. Consuelo Story back in, and Barisha Gil Miles with 2 free throws in her future. 2 Hawks in double digits rebounding wise. Gil Miles has 10. Jordan Smith has 11, and that is the impressive stat for Eastern Shore against the height of North Carolina A&T. Dave, they were able to clear A&T defensively for the most part, limiting them most of the time to just one shot. Problem is they weren't able to convert on their end. Gil Miles at the stripe. Made 2 free throws earlier in this game and pushes this one too strong. It darts off the back of the rim. 1:45 remaining, a 13-point deficit for the Shore to make up, and they have to make their free throws if they expect to get back into it.
And you need to score when the clock is stopped.
Second free throw from Gil Miles, up and good. So Barisha with 7 points and 10 boards. 55-43, A&T with the basketball in the lead. 100 seconds remaining. Jump past to Bostic on the right wing for A&T. They can just sit on the clock right now. Green in the right corner. Reach in by Regine Martin, who tips it out of bounds. And Portia Sidnor wanting the basketball. That's the you heard. But it was off of Martin all the way.
Yes. We're close enough to see that.
Yep. Gil Miles with steal on the inbound. Barisha Gil Miles in open court. Lays it up and in from the left side. And a quick timeout from Fred Batchelor. Well, there's the strength of Gil Miles, Dave. She's a post player at 6 foot, but she tends to play pretty well in the backcourt as well. She can reach in. Highly reminiscent of Cece Foy for North Carolina A&T, who's a 6 foot guard.
Yeah, that's right. She's very athletic. Miles is very athletic. It can probably play anywhere on the floor for the Hawks. She's has a rough shooting day to day, but normally she's close to the basket and scoring. But she's close to a double-double now.
9 points and 10 rebounds. I reckon if the Hawks had some more size inside, that Gil Miles would be more of a guard play. But the Hawks strong at the guard position with Byram and Hicks and company, and needing some posts. So Gil Miles the post player this year. A&T basketball will come out of the 30-second break. Story flicks it in for Bostic, who's double-teamed. Bostic dribbling around Sidnor into the front court with it. Chest pass to Foy in the right corner. Drops back to Bostic. 1:20 remaining. Sidnor sticking to Bostic like glue. She serpentines all around, and a pass out to Green on the left wing. Green, double team by Gil Miles, now steps in, left elbow, got great space, and Kayla Green with the J.
Yeah, behind the back dribble, going left.
That'll do.
15 feet from the left elbow.
Under a minute remaining, 57-45, North Carolina A&T in control. Sidnor dribbling to the right side of the backcourt. Now flicks a pass to Martin. Back out to Thompson. Thompson deep right wing 3. Rattles in and out. And Hill with the carom. A&T clears. This is Green who pumps the brakes. Floats it into the front court for Bostic on the left sideline. And doesn't look like the Hawks are going to foul immediately as Coach Batchelor down 12 with 30 seconds left, calling off the Dogs. Gil Miles keeping her honest, and she reaches around. That was not an intentional foul. Of course, that was a go for the steal foul.
Maryland Eastern short foul number 4.
It's Barisha Gil Miles for the infraction. Number 3 on her. 26 seconds left. Chantel Bostic back to the free throw line. Lady Aggies will improve to 9-7 overall, 4-0 in MEAC play. They'll head to Howard after this one. Hawks fall to 4-14. They are 1-5 in conference play as Bostic's free throw halfway down again, and this one's in and out. North Carolina Central coming into town on Monday night. picked to finish last in the league. The Hawks trying to get going against them. Second free throw, a bit strong. Rebound by Story for A&T, and now with the shot clock off, Bostic can dribble it out, and she appears to be apt to do that. Well, for Maryland Eastern Shore, they beat the size of A&T on their defensive end. Unable to get it done on offense. The shots not falling from the paint as the tall trees of the Lady Aggies able to hold the paint defensively. And North Carolina A&T with their first win in 5 tries over the Hawks, a 57-45 result over Fred Batchelor and the Eastern Shore Hawks. Fred Batchelor will come over here and we'll talk about the game that has just transpired. The men to tip in approximately 30 minutes, so we'll probably be able to have a pregame show at 4:15 exactly, as there's Coach Batchelor who's coming over here. Got caught up in the coach's scrum, all the suits and whatnot. The Hawks now 1-5 in MEAC play. Double-digit loss to North Carolina A&T. And here is Coach Batchelor right now. Coach, your thoughts on that one?
Disappointing. I thought early on, again, it's, we continue to not make the plays we need to make to play at a level to win a basketball game at this level over 40 minutes. Early in the game, coming out of the first half, we dug a hole and we didn't play great enough to overcome the first half, and that's what you put yourself in those type of situations.
Yeah, and Fred, look at just the observation that A&T's size gave us some problems today on the offensive end.
Yeah, they were a challenge for us, but I still thought we got. We missed a bunch of layups, and they could have had Manu Bowl out there, and we were still getting layups at the basket that we weren't converting. We had to miss 11 layups in the first half.
Yeah, you're correct.
You can't beat teams like that, good teams,
and miss those shots.
And miss layups, and then not make them pay on the perimeter as well. We haven't had a proficiency from the three-point line in a long time. I don't think all year. So again, that's the most we've made. 2 3-pointers been the most we've made, I think, in conference game.
Right. Defensively, though, Fred, give the girls some credit. I thought we played very well in the 2-3 zone defensively. We held them down shooting the ball, about 30% also. So defensive, we were there. We just offensively could not make the shots.
The challenge comes with that, too, is that you can only defend in that zone and be effective for so long, in the sense of, if you look in the first half, the majority of their points came from transition off of us not capitalizing. A missed layup, a 3. A missed layup, and 1. So we're talking about not just 2-point misses. We're talking about 5 and 6-point plays that were happening that, defensively, it's like being the Buffalo Bills. They can't score the ball. They don't convert, so it puts your defense in a halation. And I don't give them how good your defense is. Yeah. If you can't put the ball in the basket, at the end of the day, we kept them below 60 and we scored 45 points.
I know.
You tell me that we held them to 57 points, I tell you we win this basketball game. But we haven't scored 60 in a while.
What's the message with North Carolina Central coming into town 2 days?
I don't know. I really don't know. I know we got to find a way to play better basketball. I don't know. I got to find a way to motivate them and encourage them, because I know they're pretty down themselves. So we just got to figure out a way to find a way to get a win at home.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Well, good luck, Fred. We'll see you Monday.
Fred Batchelor, after his Eastern Shore Hawks with a crackerjack defensive performance, yes, but the offense sputtering out multiple times. They shot 16 of 66 in the ball game. That's only 24%. Quick, and 2 of 17 from deep.
3, that's the worst.
Quick snapshot. Jordan Smith a double-double at 12 points, 11 rebounds. Gil Miles nearly missed one with 9 and 10. But North Carolina A&T with a balanced scoring attack. Nobody scored in double figures for the Lady Aggies, but everybody was able to get it done. Everybody scored, and a lot of them scored in the high single digits. The men have taken the floor. We'll have a pregame show in about, we'll say 4:20. Let's say